Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
It's time. It is that time. Time for Stiles and Watkins.
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140. Find us on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for Alan Stiles and Chris Watkins.
Yes. On a Friday, a feel-good Friday, you have the Kings taking down the Golden State Warriors in another classic matchup. And as I look here at what everybody did, Harrison Barnes, 39 points on the same night that Justin Timberlake drops a single. Okay. What year is it? Chris Watkins, how are you feeling? Chris has a story that he couldn't wait and had to tell to the guys before the show, Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave. I did not want to hear the story, so I'm outside of the studio for essentially the whole time prior to this. So I'm just in here eating my crumble cookies, trying to wash it down with some water. Chris Watkins, how you doing, my guy?
Good. You'll find out later. I wasn't sure I was going to make it in today, but we are here. We're feeling great. And, man, HB's got people acting wild. That's all I got to say.
Was it a full moon last night, maybe?
It felt like it. It definitely felt like
it.
Because,
it literally was, yeah.
Actually, well, that's not a coincidence. That's definitely not a coincidence.
It's a full moon in Leo.
There you go.
There you go.
Why not? Leo means Harrison Barnes in whatever language you want that to
Arabic.
mean. Yes, as the Kings take down their rivals. Yes, I'm going to say it here. In my opinion, in my humble opinion,
we'll get there.
Their rivals, the Golden State Warriors. Just a full stat sheet. Everybody that played significant minutes. This game had everything. I mean, the all-star starters were announced, and once that happened, Chris, I just knew Steph Curry was dropping 50 points.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to happen. Did not think that the one guy, it was either going to be Steph or De'Aaron Fox, right? De'Aaron, not so much of a snub, but hey, you could get yourself there. Did not expect for it to be one Harrison Barnes, and everybody on the Kings showed up as the Warriors tried to make their run. We'll talk Jonathan Kaminga. Chris and I do not agree on what we've seen from Jonathan Kaminga. Sabonis, 18 points and stood on business. Harrison Barnes, 39 points, stood on business. Keegan Murray, the Keegan clamps were out. The Keegan clamps were out as he clamps up Steph Curry. We got numbers to support that. 14 points and a dunk. Nate hit his over. De'Aaron Fox, 29 points. I saw him point with those 2 3-pointers. You know what he told him? You know what he told them, Chris? I don't know who he was pointing to.
Mo for y'all.
Here's to Mo. We're going to do it again. Here's the bonus, right?
I'm sorry, LeBron.
Shout out LeBron. We got the shout-outs going already on a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what De'Aaron Fox said, though. Hey, make sure he's pointing, right? Hey, make sure you cop those shoes in the fall. Make sure you cop those De'Aaron ones, those Fox ones in the fall. And Kevin Huerter, look, from the three-point line, only 3 for 8, 12 points. But the man had a double-double, 10 rebounds.
Come on.
10 rebounds.
Contribution.
Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell. Not 1, not 2, but 3 of them things. Every time I'm thinking, man, I wonder what Chris is thinking right now as Davion's putting these shots up. 10 points for Davion Mitchell. Everybody showed up in a big way that got significant minutes, and they take down the Warriors. And I'm going to say it right now, Chris, and I'm going to hand it over to you. It's over now. The rivalry, I think, is still great. Will it last after Steph is gone? I don't know. But the Kings are no longer scared of the Warriors. Right. The big brother thing, it's over. Yeah. That was in their house. Okay, that was in their house, and we know they won there during the playoffs. But that way, for them to try to make that push, okay, and Kaminga coming off a perfect game the game before and doubling, I did not see this coming, and he did it again and even eclipsed what he did the night before as far as the points, and you got Steph Curry with bad intentions on his mind. The Kings said, we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care.
No, it was great. It was a fantastic performance, and I think you're right. Like, that was my big takeaway from the game as well. They are not afraid of this Warriors. I don't think they've been afraid of them for a while now, especially after the 7-game series. And even during the 7-game series, it didn't feel like they feared them. But that whatever, the chip is off their shoulder, the monkey's off their back, whatever you want to say, like this team doesn't just have their number anymore. I mean, the Klay Thompson shot was really a representation of when Klay hit that game winner over Davion. It was, man, like these guys, the Kings played great. I think they didn't have De'Aaron in that game. And, of course the Warriors get this game winner opportunity when, the Kings, again, were shorthanded and really played well, deserving to win that game and just didn't get the result. That was coming after the Steph Curry preseason game winner as well. It just felt like the Warriors wouldn't let the Kings have their shine. And these last 2 games that they've played, both being Kings wins, the Kings didn't let the Warriors have their moment where it really was, I think, symbolic of something bigger like that, them getting over the hump. The fact that the last 2 wins they have over the Warriors are that big comeback in Golden One Center, the 20-point comeback. And then yesterday you have just a freaking battle. That thing was a lot like game 4 of the playoffs last year where both teams couldn't miss. I think that game 4 ended 126-127. And funny enough, that was the game Harrison Barnes missed that. Or no, I'm sorry, that was game 3. But it was a really, really big statement win. I think this team definitely just feels like, hey, we've seen this team's biggest punch, and we know that we can take it. We're not going to be afraid of any Steph Curry flurry or anything like that. We're not going to let it down. We just know that if we keep fighting with this team, we can take them down.
Well, and they almost didn't. Okay,
well,
and look,
Kevin played his part.
Should we just get this out of the way now?
Let's do it
because it's a feel good Friday.
Yeah.
Everybody is vibing right now. The Niners play. We got Niners talk later in the show. The Niners. Simone's got her fire Niners jacket on. Chris is rocking his Niners gear.
Yeah.
And they're taking on the Lions. We're in a great mood. Yeah. At least I know I am. But let's just get it out the way now. Kevin Huerter, he shoots 80+% from the free throw line. That right there was a tight backside. That right there was, I'm not really trying to be here right now.
What's the Jared Allen quote from the playoffs?
The lights were too bright.
I was not expecting. Yeah,
the
lights were a little brighter than expected there.
And luckily, the Kings were still able to get it because he missed the first one. I said, okay. Yeah. Fine, right? If you get the 2-pointer, just don't. At least you've already been over this with the Bucks. Now let Kaminga just score, and we'll see what happens in overtime. Right. Then he misses the second, and I'm thinking, Lord.
This game's over.
Oh yeah, so whatever's going to happen there. And we got sound. We have plenty of tears to drink. If you want a shot glass of tears, if you want a mimosa glass of tears, we got that for you because. You have the Warriors faces going crazy. You have Warriors flagship station going crazy. We got that sound for you
because got people acting different out
acting
here.
Super crazy, trying to turn back the clock. Here's my question, Warriors fans, and not to say that you wouldn't get this most recent one in 2022. Are you if you're so upset at HB still? We got numbers.
Big mad.
It's bad. It was bad. I was there. Yeah, it was terrible. But are you giving up getting KD for that ring? Are you? I don't know. Because that's why they were acting last night. They just will not let people enjoy things. Here's my question. If it's just one game and, you guys can't do anything in the playoffs and HB can't do anything in the playoffs and y'all don't have any rings, what's your resume? What's this? What's that? Then why are you entertaining people?
Yeah.
I go through and it's just Kings fans talking about the game. Just talking about the game.
Yep.
And it's Warriors fans in their feelings.
Upset about refs, upset about HB.
What are you upset about?
Yeah.
I think the refs let both teams play, and I think there were questionable calls on both sides.
Right.
I do think that this was one of the more evenly distributed games as far as reffing, with both sides getting some calls that were okay, and both sides getting some calls that were, man, that was rough.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a fantastic view of all the action. There was a lot of falling on the ground. I don't know how much of it was flopping. There was a lot of, of course, it was in Chase Center. There was a lot of upset Warrior fans out there. That was actually, in a weird way, probably like the best Warriors game environment I think I've been in. Like it really felt.
Including the playoffs?
Including the playoffs, yes. Including the playoffs, in my opinion. Like I think Maybe it was the fact that Steph got hot early.
Yeah.
And it really got the crowd into it. But that was I'll say that's probably as close to a playoff environment as I've felt in that building, and just in terms of the crowd, not necessarily in terms of the tension or anything on the floor that you could feel, but it was a hyped up crowd.
It got loud. It got loud in that fourth quarter.
Man.
Was it Kaminga who
Kaminga,
yeah.
They
had
it
the
got a little
alley-oop.
messy and
I mean, honestly, and Chris,
ridiculous.
you could be honest here before we get to a break. We have, just a lot. Like we said, we had Kings, Warriors. We got to preview the Kings' next game against the Mavs. Obviously, we have the Lions and the Niners. Chris, after that first quarter, how many points did you think Steph Curry was going to score that game?
Well, he was literally on pace for like 80 points and 20 rebounds. He had 18 points and 5 boards after one. And I was like, okay. Well, I just thought it was going to be not like game 7 necessarily, but just a bit of no one else on the Warriors is going to have it. And this is going to be a Steph Curry 45, 50-point performance that might lead to a loss.
until Keegan Murray.
Until Keegan Clamp Me Long Time Murray took care of business. All right. Got to get to a break. When we get back, HB with back-to-back 30-point games. What is happening? It's a full moon. That's what's happening. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. Start your year off right with a great lease deal on a new Toyota. Shop a wide selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs from the most reliable brand on the road. Right now, get $1,000 bonus cash when you lease a 2024 Camry. Or when you finance with Toyota, get $1,000 bonus cash on the all-new Grand Highlander gas models. Or $1,500 bonus cash on select 4Runners. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit. Excludes hybrids, ends 1/31/24.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
From the 916, this is just not the time. From the 916, I'm sitting here, Chris, saying Warriors fans won't let Kings fans enjoy things. We got a 916 on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline text line. I'm a Kings season ticket holder, but you're awfully excited about one win, one in all caps. It was a good game. Kings won, but don't overestimate it. We had a series lead last year and couldn't close. 916, what do you want me to do with that? What do you want me to do with that?
Let's actually be upset today.
Yeah. What?
The Kings won a basketball game
how are we supposed to come back in?
The score was...
People get mad when we get mad when the Kings lose. People say you're too happy when the Kings win. What are we supposed to do?
Make it make sense.
Overestimate it. You got to feel it. You got to feel it today. If you don't feel it today, then put your 2 fingers on your wrist. Make sure you got a pulse. Make sure you got a pulse, Chris. HB's got a pulse.
Kings won 134 to 133.
It was a great game.
San Francisco.
This ain't Wet Blanket Wednesday.
You're way too excited about this game right now.
Turn Chris's mic up.
I don't know why you're.
I'm kidding.
Upset.
Don't turn it up.
Yeah, this is how we're supposed to do.
Actually, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. No. I got you now.
Yeah.
Hey guys. So the Kings they took down the Warriors. Great game. Harrison Barnes career high against his former team that shipped him off, and hopefully they can keep it going.
Relax.
Sorry. Well, that's not what we're doing here.
We're going back to HB. Simone,
turn it up.
Fire back up.
Turn it back up.
Fire on these.
Let's go.
Come on.
It's Friday.
Back-to-back 30 pieces?
Back-to-back
What
30 pieces.
Come on, 9-1-6. Get out of here.
We talked about Pajemski.
What are we talking about?
No. Hold on. What did Pajemski do last night after he's got the writing emojis? I'm taking notes on these things. Let's see here. 7 points in 27 minutes. Keep taking notes there, bucko. You know who was really taking notes? Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
Keeping receipts. We remember Draymond Green. Oh, yeah, we know what happens in those situations. We've seen this movie before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we saw you coming off the bench, Draymond. That's what we saw. HB, 666, HB, back-to-back, okay? 32 points against the Hawks. He said Hawk, but what's a Hawk to a Falcon? That's
bars.
You know it is.
Oh, my God. Call.
We have a little bit of that sound. Shall we play it?
What are you talking about?
Let's play a little bit of Harrison Barnes.
Let's
Talk
do
about
it.
those hot 2 games.
No, it feels good. I think the biggest thing is, it sounds cliche, but just trying to make the most opportunities. Like I said, in our offense, the ball will find you. And when it does, our coaches, teammates, they always encourage you to shoot the ball with confidence. So, I know the past couple games I've been getting a lot of shots. Some games before that, not so much. So I think the biggest thing is just keeping a aggressive mentality when those opportunities come, and just, like I said, try to make the most of them.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
I mean, he's just a professional.
Just the most professional.
He's just a professional. Look, later in the show, we're going to talk about, does this move the needle? Yes. Earlier on, I asked Chris Watkins, hey, and people asked us on the text line, and shout out to the Sac Chat. Haven't gave the shout out to the Sac Chat yet. And we asked the question, hey, sure, one game, a one-off, that's not going to raise your stock.
No.
But you get on an HB heater?
Okay.
Does that change your mind?
Yeah.
Does that change the minds of other teams? We're not doing it now. You got to hang on. What time we doing that, Chris? We're doing that around 12 o'clock.
Yep.
12 o'clock. Don't miss. We asked, does this change your mind on whether or not HB gets traded or not? So you're not going to miss that. 12 o'clock is when we're talking about HB. Is he staying? And by the way, ever since we talked about last game in Sac, he only dropped 30
different.
I'm just saying, can we just talk about what I've just never seen that type of confidence. He's taking I'm not kidding, Chris. Yeah. He was taking Kobe MJ fadeaways.
Yeah.
Turnaround fadeaways.
Yeah.
When is the last time, because a lot of times I feel like his big games are just at the 3-point line. That was not the case here.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the heaviest dose of HB that we've seen. Like, we see bits and pieces of all of that. Like, we've seen him take the ball into the post. We've seen him, get to the free throw line by, slow Euro steps and things like that, being crafty around the rim. But we have not seen it put together an entire collection of 40 beautiful minutes of basketball, which we don't have to do today. How many minutes did HB play? Because we know he was out there for as many minutes as he could give. So yeah, I mean, it was just incredible. I don't know what to say about it. I can't believe that we're sitting here talking about back-to-back 30 pieces from HB. It's just, I'll tell you what though, regardless, I know you said we're going to talk about it at 12, but regardless of if this means that HB is more likely to get traded or less likely to get traded, what I do know is HB playing well right now is great for this team.
It's great for business.
It's great because if he's sticking around, obviously you love to see, hey, this guy can be useful for us. We can find ways to make this guy work for us. And obviously there's the other side of it of if this isn't here to stay, well, if he's not here to stay, well, at least he's playing well right now and showing people that might have some hesitation. It's not the fact that he can't do it. It's just we haven't asked him to do it.
There is literally no better situation for the Kings to be in right now on this Friday at 10:21.
Yesterday was a bit of a trade machine game, huh? Like with Kevin Huerter getting the double-double. Now, granted, it would have been nice if he hit the 2 free throws, but having HBF 39 and then Davion Mitchell having 10 points as well, like that's about as good of a trade machine game as you can have for the Kings.
It was great. And honestly, for the Warriors who have been kind of messing around with their starting lineup and different things, I would say if you were to ask a Warrior fan if they would take 17 points from Andrew Wiggins with 4 rebounds, he was shooting 29% from 3-point land.
Yeah.
That's why I say this is a rivalry. When dudes are doing things they don't typically do
on both sides.
And you got Davion hitting threes, Andrew Wiggins who's shooting 29% hitting threes. And can we just Get the ball out of Saric's hands. I don't want to see Dario Saric for another year.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that guy.
Well, I don't think we have to.
We don't have to. Klay Thompson, a pretty quiet 16. That was the kicker. I thought in the second half, that was my worry. Klay Thompson, a lot of times if he has quiet first halves, here he comes in the second
he'll have
half.
A moment at some
he
point.
was too busy getting cooked and barbecued by Harrison Barnes. And that's what's crazy. Harrison gave it to the old school Warriors.
Yep.
He gave it to Draymond.
Yep.
He gave it to Klay.
Yep.
And then he said, "Oh, Kaminga, that's your new guy."
Yeah.
He jumps out the
Posted
gym.
a pod a couple
That's
times.
cute. Ball game.
Yeah.
Ball game.
Yeah. It was sick. I mean, to see them call back, or I think it was 3 straight ISOs for HB in the post.
Yeah.
Down the stretch of the game, he made 2 of them, missed 1 on a turnaround. Like, bro, I've never seen this before. I mean, this is literally the thing that I feel like this has been my frustration with HB for years now, though, is how many times have I said this dude can do just about anything.
He can
on the
make any
basketball
shot on the court.
Literally, like, if you just think of, hey, what's something Harrison Barnes just flat out, you would never ask him. Maybe it's playmaking or like being the primary ball handler. But in terms of getting to the rim, getting to the foul line, can he shoot a free throw? Is he a physical presence? All of those things he can do or show elements of every single night. And you just never see he can do it all, but too many times he can do a little bit of everything, but too many times he does a whole lot of nothing. And yesterday you see him just be aggressive. And that's what I've said is, bro, have some ego. See Pajemski on you, see Kaminga on you, and say, bro, this is easy.
Smell it.
I know maybe we're running some plays. Maybe this is meant to have Keegan out there, but I think we can all acknowledge that this is a mismatch right here. And me, Harrison Barnes, I can score this 8 out of 10 times. So why don't we try it? And it's great to see that it does just feel like, and I know we have some numbers here from our guy Frankie. I believe this is the first time HB has taken 20 plus field goal attempts in back-to-back games in his entire Kings career or something like that. It was historic in terms of the amount of shot attempts HB has had these past 2 games. And so I love it. I think that something is truly flipped. I don't necessarily think he's going to be a 30-point scorer, obviously, every night, but exactly, he doesn't have to be. And I think even if it's just in a reduced role than what it is right now, I definitely don't see why we can't see routine double-figure scoring. I think I'll take at this point from HB.
You know what HB's favorite food is? Barbecue chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what he smelled and that's what he ate last night. Pajemski, yum, yum, yum. Okay, whoever it was, Klay Thompson, yum, yum, yum. Draymond, anybody. Yeah. Anybody can get it. Yep. That's what HB, that's the time he was on last night. That's not standing on business. That's standing on business. Okay?
Go hard like Barnes in the paint.
Yes. That's right.
Thank you, Simone.
That's right.
Incredible.
Thank you, E40, friend of the show, E40. Got to get to a break. When we get back, continuing the conversation. Friday, we're opening up the phone lines, the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop, 916-339-1140. Be a part of the conversation. Text line going crazy. Sack chat going crazy. Everybody feeling good on this Friday. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFC Championship game featuring the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. Sunday at 3:30 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
It's time to buck up, Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Stop by any participating AM/PM location for a 20% off ticket discount code when you buy Monster Energy.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel. The PGA Club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Keegan Clamps Murray. I got to apologize, sir. I thought I was familiar with your game, but I was not. I said right here on these airwaves yesterday, Chris, I said, I don't want to see Keegan Murray on Steph Curry. I said that.
Yeah.
And I got to wear it. Okay. I've seen him kind of get blown by a little bit, and I didn't like what I saw. Here's Steph Curry, and quarters 2 through 4 when guarded by Keegan. 1 for 7 on 3-pointers, 7 for 17 field goals. And honestly, the field goals that he made were extremely tough. They were just Steph Curry field goals. I mean, he was making it very tough for him. Step back 2-pointers. Okay, like we said, he only got 1 3 off of Keegan. And you had some facts on how Coach Mike Brown said in the post game that at one point Keegan was the Steph guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Brendan brought this to my attention. He was in the post-game press conference and mentioned that Mike Brown said flat out, like, it got to a point in that game, more specifically after Steph had that ridiculous first quarter where, if I'm not mistaken, they matched De'Aaron on Steph for a good portion of it, and Kevin would switch onto him every so often. But after that first quarter, pretty much, Mike Brown then staggered Keegan's minutes with Steph, and that was really how they did the rest of the game. They said every time Steph Curry's on the floor, Keegan, that's when you're going to be on the floor. And when Steph Curry steps off, that's when you're going to get your break. And I think it ended up being good. I mean, that's why it is pretty massive. I think your process was right. I think the reason why you didn't want Keegan guarding Steph so much was because you didn't want him to be tired. Like, you felt like, I mean, I think you took Keegan over 15 and a half points.
And he had 14.
He had 14. Your mind was saying the Kings are going to need Keegan's offense tonight. They can't have him exhausting himself on the defensive end. Well, again, your process was there. It's just you didn't know Harrison Barnes was going to be stepping it up that much on the offensive end, allowing Keegan to do what he did. And he still contributed offensively, but that's really, again, to give even more credit to Harrison Barnes, him scoring just in general. Again, it doesn't have to be 40 points, but him scoring a good amount of buckets or a justifiable way for what we expect for Harrison Barnes amount of buckets, it allows Keegan to do other things and puts less pressure on him to hit shots, especially, Kevin hit a couple shots yesterday, but if your other shooters aren't hitting, it just allowed Keegan to lock in on Steph. And I mean, they know that Steph hates going against bigger guys. Mike Brown's got tons of experience with Steph firsthand and on the other side of things. They know that size is what really gets to him. So if you can put Keegan on him and be able to survive on the other end, that's really good coaching there. I mean, I know people on our Sac chat and on the text line are always calling for Mike Brown and his rotations, but I thought yesterday, I mean, he handled that game awesome with really, I mean, I still have questions about why we saw Chris Duarte and Kessler Edwards yesterday, but besides that, I thought Mike Brown really coached one hell of a game.
And Kessler, I mean, he came in and he was pulling. He took that corner three. I was very confused. And if that went in, I was going to say, I'm not familiar with anybody's game at this point. But I do. But no, I hear what you're saying. But I got to be honest. I could sit here and ride what you're saying. No, but the reason wasn't necessarily Keegan being tired. It was I've seen Keegan get blown by smaller guards. That was my thought process. There is a limit to Keegan's versatility, and that's why I'm saying I thought I was familiar with your game, Keegan, but ultimately I wasn't. So, but at the same time, yes, I did also think on top of that, Keegan, if you said that the Kings scored 134 points, you would assume that Keegan had over 15.
Right.
You would just think that, right? Yeah. And that's why they play the game. And I got to say this too, thanks to you for bringing up Coach Mike Brown. He's stuck with Harrison. Obviously, it's only 2 games, but he's stuck with Harrison. He's stuck with his guns. And he said, look, I'm not moving the guy. So quit asking. He went Nick Saban, and nobody asked him about it anymore. And when he does stuff like this, he just feels like at some point, maybe something like this could happen. Now, do I think that even Coach Mike Brown expected this?
Right.
No. Yeah. But you just got to trust your guys, and he is the one in practice. Look, where's the Feel Good Friday? This is not going to be the last. We are going to question Coach Mike Brown's rotations again. Yes. But on this day and at this time, with Harrison Barnes doing what he's doing, if you're going to criticize, you also have to give kudos when it's time, or give a crumble cookie who are just staring at me and I keep eating them throughout the break. 916-339-1140. Let's get to Tim, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Tim? You're on Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
What's up, guys? How are we doing?
Good.
Great.
What you got for us?
Hey, guys, there's no better time to trade Harrison Barnes right now. His value is at an all-time high. he's been proven to be inconsistent. He did the same thing last year in the end of the year. He was tearing it up, and then he just kind of falls off. It's a great time to trade him. Just because of a couple of good games, why would we not trade him?
No, thanks for the call, Tim. You're not wrong. I mean, that goes back
We're going to talk about how not wrong you are, actually, in terms of Harrison just randomly falling off.
Right. The question becomes, it's less about the Kings and more about those that are looking. It's less about the Kings and more about those that the Kings are looking to do a deal with. If they're looking at you like the Stephen A. Smith meme, just unamused, and they don't care that Harrison has done these things the last couple games, then his value hasn't changed. But assuming Tim is saying, if his value has changed, and if now you don't have to give up two first round picks for a Dorian Finney-Smith or Alex Caruso because of Harrison Barnes' value being viewed as higher, then sure. We just don't know how other GMs are now viewing it.
Right.
1 game sample size, that's a one-off. 2 game sample size against a rival team. Maybe he's just feeling himself. I'm not saying he's got to score 30 every game, but there has to be the same reason, Tim, you want to move off of him is the same reason his value may not have changed at all. I have no clue.
Right. Yeah. Other GMs are definitely aware that this probably isn't here to last. I mean, they're very aware Harrison Barnes did not go from quite literally scoring like 4 points to 39 points. And the 39 is more likely to stick around. I think you're right in saying, again, value-wise and in terms of convincing other GMs, obviously right now is about as easy as a pitch as you're going to have for Harrison Barnes. But, at the same time, I think I said it earlier, and again, we're going to talk about it more at noon, but I feel like there's still a guy here in Harrison Barnes that you've just found out, and I think Mike Brown has known, he just hasn't really leaned into Harrison very much. He can be useful for you. It's very clear that, again, this guy is not washed. It's not that he hasn't been able to do it. It's just he has not been asked to do it and clearly not been given opportunity to do it. So I think again, we're going to talk about it more later, but there is a possibility that this has opened their eyes to say, maybe we can, maybe we start centering our trades around Kevin Huerter and not around Harrison Barnes, because I think there's only a $2 million difference in their salary. And maybe they feel, hey, we really struggle with forward depth in general. Why trade off Harrison Barnes? Wouldn't it just be better to add someone to Harrison Barnes instead? So it's an interesting push-pull, but I don't think we know at all where not only Monty's at, but where, to your point, where any other GM is at in terms of Harrison's value.
Got to get to a break, and I cannot stress this enough. You do not want to miss our next segment. We drink Warriors tears next segment. We have sound from their Twitter spaces. We have sound from their flagship. You are not going to want to miss this next segment. It's going to be a great time. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
A handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles the man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Some people just know the best places to eat around town. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate. They know exactly where to go to get exactly what you're wanting. They know where to find the spiciest hot pot, the gooeyest brownies, and the tenderest, most flavorful portobello steak. Those people also know that safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
Saving 40% is based on the national average premium savings for Allstate auto customers with a clean driving record versus those without. Savings vary by state and vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fried co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, bag boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys, bag boys.
U.S. price participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nuts, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The power's out at our house. Coffee table. But since our family has storm-ready Wi-Fi from Xfinity, we can stream or game in the dark, as I try and feel around for a seat. Here we go. Oh, who moved the couch?
Get storm-ready Wi-Fi only from Xfinity, so you can stay connected for up to 4 hours, even when the power goes out. Restrictions apply. Limited to customers within range of 4G, LTE, cellular, signal speeds reduced to 30/7 megabits per second. Actual speeds vary. Learn more at xfinity.com/stormready.
This weekend is championship weekend on Sactown Sports as Baltimore plays Kansas City at noon on Sunday and San Francisco takes on Detroit at 3:30. Championship weekend. Brought to you by Elk Grove Kia and RC Willey Home Furnishings. Your home, your way.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration is back Sunday, February 4th at Thunder Valley Casino. Meet and greet the class of 2024. Matt Barnes, James Donaldson, Leon Lee, and Jamie Whitmore. Don't miss Sacramento's best sports night of the year. Food served between 6 and 7 p.m. Live entertainment with comedian Dennis Gaxiola. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration Sunday night, February 4th. All info, go to SacSportsHOF.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. It's a new year. So, Chad, the big question, what's happening at Hoblet for Chrysler's Start Something New sales event?
We're starting the year off with even more savings. Right now, you can save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 2500 heavy-duty trucks with no payments for 90 days. That means you can get the new personal or company truck you've been needing and not make a payment for 3 months.
But why choose Hoblet versus all the other guys?
Because we not only have the best savings, we have the best selection of the hard-to-find heavy-duty trucks you need. Plus, when you come to Hoblet, you get the big city savings with the small-town family feel. There's a reason why so many of our customers buy from us over and over again.
Aha! See their full inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings after 98.34 factory rebates and 51.66 dealer discount. Rebates may include 1,000 Case equipment bonus cash. Must have purchased qualifying new equipment from Case dealer. No payments for 90 days through Chrysler Capital on approved credit. 10th is net savings. See dealer for details.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Goes to Harrison Barnes. Cross-court feed goes to Davion Mitchell. Pocket pass to Sabonis. Two defenders inside, and Sabonis scores with the left hand with good power play. A little bully ball there on the part of Sabonis to make it 55-50. Sacramento on an 8-2 run after the Warriors had taken that 1-point lead.
What better way to wash down crumble cookies? I've tried the new, I don't know who's seen the commercial for the cinnamon roll one, but I had a quarter of that and it was outstanding. I also have, what was the first one I had? Just your typical chocolate chip cookie, and it was very good. A lot of chocolate chips, right? So I will continue to eat little quarters of this thinking that it's better for me. And
did you guys try the pistachio one or this cannoli one?
No, Dave was munching on the cannoli one.
missing out.
Okay.
Busting down.
Hey, the day is young. The morning is young as we break down Kings Warriors. And what better way to wash down crumble cookies than with some Warriors tears, which is what we are about to enjoy right now. This first clip. So, we've been doing I didn't do a X Spaces last night because Brendan and Chris and the crew were all on location. So I just put out a little tweet, but the Warriors Spaces has been legendary. And one of the guys that is a big personality in the Warriors Spaces is this guy, Jim Park. Now, honestly, we could not play some of the other clips because Simone would still be editing out all the cursing. So we found a more chill one, which I think even hits a little differently because at this point they are just so sad.
Yeah.
And when people think that there is an issue with the Mike Browns of the world and hey, we're being hard on Mike Brown, this is Jim Park, who basically cannot stand Steve Kerr. This is him talking about the state of the team and Steve Kerr.
I never thought I would say this because I never give up on this team. As long as Steph Curry is on the team and you get the defensive group right, you get a defensive unit in there backing him, I always believe in that. And I'm just I've done enough screaming throughout the course of this game. So I'm going to try to keep it calm. I'm just going to say, I give up. There is no overcoming the Steve Kerr tax. He's an idiot. He's a raging lunatic. I've never seen anything like it. He never learns. No matter how much he sees something, he will go away from it as soon as he sees whatever is in front of him that he feels like doing.
I've given up.
Interesting. I mean, I continue to hear that, not just from Jim Park, who has definitely been one of the louder voices of it, but just in general, Warriors fans, you're right. Like, we hear a decent bit about Mike Brown and people's distaste for how he handles his rotations, but Warrior fans are on a different level. It feels like when it comes to how they feel about Steve Kerr. It feels like you would think that this man has lost every championship that he has ever been in, and the Warriors have won in spite of Steve Kerr.
No, seriously though,
ever since he got
more.
there, apparently
they would have won more.
If you ask them.
Let's turn it up a little bit. And trust me, if you're ever, by the way, those Warriors Spaces when they lose, and if you're already on social media on X, you might as well just enjoy
like 5 minutes.
I've caught so we have the group chat with the Kings Roundtable. It's funny because you'll see other Kings fans in there enjoying the breakdowns. The last time the Warriors lost, I see it pop up because people that I follow are in there, and I see Frankie Carnicelli in there. I text Frankie, I said, Frankie, get out of there. He says, you get out of there, but you can't. Now here is, and this is my guy. This is where I came from, 95.7 The Game, and this is Bonte and Shasky from the Morning Roast. This is Shasky and Bonte Hobson too. This is Shasky breaking down.
He sure is breaking down.
Sabonis' play, and he's not a fan.
Stand watching Sabonis play basketball. He comes to shoulder into his opponent over and over and over again. The guy has allowed more contact than Shaquille O'Neal, for Christ's sake. Wow. What are we doing? What are we doing? He's a hack on offense. He's a hack on defense. Oh, he had 13 assists. Yeah, because he touches the ball in every possession. The Hollow Man is one of the most boring, frustrating players to watch in the league. He trips and falls all over himself. He initiates contact on every single play. He's elbowing, smacking, hitting people. I can't stand watching Sabonis play basketball. And you couple that with Harrison, the Ghost Man Barnes, having the game of his life with a block on Jonathan Kaminga.
Harrison Barnes, career high, 39 points last night at Chasing. 39 points. He hit 3 threes right away in the first quarter. I said, you got to be kidding me. Harrison Barnes, legacy game for him. Where Harrison Barnes hit 7 threes last night. 7 made threes.
Shoulder.
Gotta
then he hits the Marshawn
You have to.
over and over
right.
and over and
you
over.
You can't get this shoulder and over and shoulder and over and over and shoulder and shoulder.
The floor is yours, my friend. Those are your boys. You're gonna have to speak about that. That's
it's
on you.
It's just
That's your
outstanding.
Hollow Man.
It's just
Hollow Man's crazy.
Hollow Man is crazy.
Ghost Boy. What do you call HB?
Ghost Man. Hollow Man. Kevin Bacon was great in Hollow Man. It's just outstanding. But it's just a regular season game, though.
Just a regular season.
Just
game
a regular season game. It's not a rivalry. Four rings.
Right.
Yada yada yada.
Right.
Yada yada yada. 4 rings. Not a rivalry. Little brother. That don't sound like little brother.
Think about
you sound hurt.
Oh,
you sound hurt. Are you okay, Shacky? Are you okay? Shoulder. That third shoulder.
The third shoulder.
That you don't need coffee. When you hear that third shoulder, it just gets you ready to go.
It gets the juices going.
Shoulder. It's just great.
Got people big mad over there.
Super mad.
Oh my gosh.
Super mad. Oh, and here's the thing.
Look, I'd be mad too if Buddy Hield walked in this
Tripping
house
all
right now
over
and
himself.
scored 40, I wouldn't be happy.
But here's the thing, though. They won a championship with Harrison Barnes.
They sure did.
They did.
Yeah.
So let him be free. It's
they
just
also
a regular
lost
season
one
game.
with /
And what was their consolation prize? Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
On the 4th of July.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good point.
Okay.
That's a good point. Get over it. Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah. Just be happy.
You
also,
got
just be
3
happy for the
rings
dude. Be like,
after.
wow, I did not think Marvin Bagley's going crazy right now in Washington. We kind of killed him when he was in Detroit, but that was, that's out of the way. Now he's in Washington. It's like, wow, look at Marvin turning his career around. Why can't it be the same for HB? I know y'all feel like he pretty much again lost you guys a title, which you're not wrong to feel that way.
It's a team sport.
But, yeah, exactly. It's a team sport. It's a team sport. You guys won 3-1, okay? Just win one more game.
Yeah.
But why can't you just be happy for the man? He's thriving. You saw he already had the laugh and point at haha. We've seen this movie before. HB missed the 3 in game 3, so just be happy.
You're mad about Sabonis' shoulders. What are they doing out there in the Bay? Get your weight up.
Yeah. I saw Draymond kicking on the ground, by the way, yesterday when Sabonis ran him. He tried to get that second charge call on him, and Draymond just kind of laid on his back, but was kicking his feet.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not gonna joke because he went to therapy and things like that. I'm gonna tell you that this was the 3rd game back.
Yeah.
That second game against the Hawks, hey, there's really no beef. We led front to back.
Right.
I saw some cracks in the armor with Draymond last night. I mean,
interesting. There's a lot of
he has a really interesting relationship with Malik Monk.
Yeah.
One second it looks
respect
like they're
each
about
other,
to kill each other.
Yeah.
The next second they're cool.
Yeah.
But there were a couple they got a little spicy there.
Yeah, that entanglement. Oof.
I think
it was Jada.
Like he's gonna rip
Jada
his shoulder.
level.
His shoulder.
He ripped his shoulder. Here's what we're gonna do. We can go ahead and get another sponsor. Do we need to sponsor some whey protein or some creatine or some muscle milk out there to the Bay so they're ready to deal with Sabonis's shoulders and over and shoulders? Got to get to a break. When we get back, we talk more about HB's revenge tour. More of your calls, more of your texts, more of your Sack Chat. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Sunday on Sactown Sports. 4 teams battle to get to Vegas for Super Bowl 58. First, it's the AFC Championship as Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs want to get back to the Super Bowl as they travel to Baltimore to face Lamar Jackson and the top seed Ravens. Then, the Detroit Lions head west to take on the NFC's number 1 seed San Francisco 49ers.
The AFC Championship at 12, the NFC Championship at 3:30 Sunday on Sactown Sports.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee.
E-I-E-I-O. Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 15% when you buy 4 or more Purdy paint products. And there's more. Save 10% when you buy 68 or more panels of select OSB sheathing. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Have you ever envisioned having $500,000 in advertising to conquer the remodel market, but felt overwhelmed at the thought of going it alone? Now you don't have to. Join Subcontractors United and share your advertising with 2 other contractors in your trade. Get $500,000 in advertising for only $1,042 a month. We are so sure this will work that we're giving away free advertising until June 2024 to qualified contractors. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Draper, your boy Drapes, once again, for the fine people of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I know you hear me raving all the time about my new EQS SUV they outfitted me with. It's the most stunning vehicle I've ever driven, hands down, no questions. I got news for you, though. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton also has a full-service commercial fleet center. So if you run a business, head on down there right now. They have a huge selection of rugged Mercedes cargo vans, and interest rates are as low as 4.9% on 2023 model year vans. Outfitting your company with Mercedes vans is just smart business. And get this, you can also get substantial IRS tax breaks on your new Sprinter van. Of course, some restrictions apply. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is such an elegant car or van shopping experience. Every customer is a VIP. They'll treat you that way as well. It's right there in North Stockton, right off of I-5, a half-hour drive from Sacramento, or of course online at mbfstockton.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your 2024 grilling season right with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. It's incredible. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
When the unexpected happens, trust AutoAccident.com. Loyalty and compassion set them apart. They're with you every step of the way. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
From the Sack Chat, Ryan Williams Art, Sabonis should get an endorsement for shampoo. This is Domantas Sabonis for head and shoulders and shoulders and shoulders. That is outstanding, Ryan. That is great stuff. Shoulder.
My goodness.
Sabonis should get an
Troy
endorsement for
Polamalu.
shampoo. This is Domantas Sabonis for head and shoulders. Shoulder.
By the way, last night, I believe the Netflix crew was in the building for the first time that we've seen. At least.
For Sabonis.
Yeah,
for his
Sabonis.
shoulders.
Yeah,
the
for his
broadest
shoulders,
of the
yeah.
shoulders.
Yep.
Still no
It's gonna
name
be
on
tough
that
to
show.
try and get him into that. Fit him into the frame.
Into the frame. You got to zoom out.
It's tough.
Still no name on that show.
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe that there's any name.
The
I don't think
shoulder.
there's an official release date either. People are assuming this summer, but if I think I know editing like I do, it probably won't come out until like the start of the basketball season, because I'd assume they're going to film all the way through the playoffs. That ends in April. You're going to need more than like 2 months to edit that show.
If none of the guys that they're highlighting make the finals, maybe earlier,
Maybe,
but
yeah.
I think one of them will.
I would assume so. Yeah.
At least one of them will. As we break down all things
Shoulder.
Kings and Warriors and shoulders, not from the 916 on the text line. Maybe a sponsorship with Joint Juice will help the fragile Dubs too. That's right. And here from the 916, a different 916, based on what the market is right now, our asking price for Barnes is 2 first-rounders.
That's right.
We hold the cards now.
That's right.
I mean, I don't see Dorian Finney-Smith
That's
dropping 32 nights in a row.
I definitely don't.
I don't see Caruso
I
dropping
don't either.
32 nights in a row. It's not the craziest match
Price
here.
just went up.
We hold the cards now.
Yep.
We
I'm
are
the
the
captain
captains now.
now. Yeah,
There we go.
Come on.
Look at that.
Come on.
Look at
us.
that.
Who would have thought we'd be here? Not
Who would
me.
have thought? There you
Crazy.
go. As we talk about the HB Revenge Tour, please keep them coming. Any more shoulder jokes for Domas, we will read them if they are funny, like Ryan's was funny. The HB Revenge Tour, career high.
Come on.
A career high, 39 points. And he gets to continue this situation with the Dallas Mavericks, who actually traded Harrison Barnes during a game. They traded him during a game
to
Sacramento. And that was obviously he moves on from the Warriors. And here are some of his numbers in the finals. And this is why Warriors fans are not too thrilled with Harrison Barnes, seeing him do this. It's a deep cut. Look, I was out there. I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't out there. I was out there. And you just kept thinking he's got to figure it out at some point. Games 1 through 4, he had 12.5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game. He was shooting 51% from the field, 42% from 3. Games 5 through 7, that is great for your...
Yeah. He's still on his rookie deal at that point.
At that point, he's his third option, fourth option.
Yeah.
Because Draymond was more offensively gifted at that point in time. So
they might have even still been rocking David Lee at that point.
And
that might have been
they
like
have Livingston too.
Livingston for sure.
Yeah, so
and,
he was
Iguodala, obviously.
He was a fourth-ish option,
Yeah.
third to fourth option, and that's why he was being left open, right, with the guys and how they were rolling. Games 5 through 7, Harrison Barnes, 5 points per game, and honestly, I don't even know how he got to 5. 5 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, 15, that's a 15% from field goal, and he was 20% from three-point land, and he was averaging 28 minutes per game. So it was terrible, and we all know how that ended. I still don't know. Look, you can put it on Harrison Barnes because he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, but this still comes down to me, you doing blame pie, and again, Warriors fans, are you really still thinking about this at 3 rings later? You like to remind everybody, Klay Thompson does. Are you still thinking about this? But to me,
I think so. I think they definitely are.
The blame pie, it still goes more to Draymond, in my opinion.
I disagree. I think HB
It does.
I think HB holds a large percentage of that pie. Like a large percentage of that pie. Because they didn't need him to be great. They didn't need him to be at 12 points per game. They just needed him to hit a couple shots. I mean, I have the numbers here. You said he shot 15%. Doesn't really tell the full context of what that 15% is. He was 15% still taking 10 shots a game.
Well, he had no choice.
He could have made them.
Yeah.
Like, that's an option.
Not
Is
trying
to
to
maybe
miss.
make the shots. Half of them were threes. He was 1 of 5 averaged for those 3 games. It was his fault. Like, I mean, everything was flowing and yeah, they were up 3-1. And I just remember they needed Harrison Barnes to just simply sit in the corner, wait for the defense to collapse and hit an open look. It wasn't like, he was creating difficult shots or anything like that. It was wide open corner threes and everything was off.
I recall.
Everything was off.
I
You sound a little upset about it. I don't know.
No, I was there.
Okay.
I
sound
like
like you were
parade
rooting
now.
for that historic 73 win season.
I was, but that's the question to Warriors fans. Would you rather have, because this is what a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
People were, that's why it got to where it got to. First of all, you have people saying that if Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt, they never get the first ring.
Of course.
Then you have people saying, obviously, they did win in 2016, and Stephen A. calls it a stimulus package. The bottom line is the feeling is that teams were catching up to the Warriors, right? And getting KD allowed them to be light years ahead and all this stuff. So in my opinion, I don't think I don't imagine the Warriors would have three-peated. So would you trade the 2 rings with KD for the 1 ring in 2016? Because KD, as cupcake, as people like to say, he ain't going there if the Warriors win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe,
I don't know.
It
You gotta
definitely
ask the bet.
Yeah. It definitely lessens the chances, right? Because there's the story about how Draymond literally called KD after Game 7 in the parking lot to say, we need you. Like, we have to have you. And I doubt that conversation happens, to your point.
No.
If
we don't need nobody.
If they're
We
popping
just won.
champagne, like, I don't think Draymond's going to be popping champagne.
And we almost lost this.
Yeah.
We almost lost this.
KD coming, too. I'm about to call him after this. No, like, it's a good point. I'll tell you what, from somebody who wasn't rooting for them, I gladly would have sacrificed that 73-win season. The Warriors could have the greatest team all time, title if they want, because it would have prevented them from actually creating the greatest team of all time, even though they didn't get the record-wise.
It's on paper, right.
Yes, exactly. That team on paper is the greatest team of all time. So I gladly would have sacrificed that 1 ring for the Warriors getting to the finals. 3 more times after that?
And they don't have the best record of all time because that team was so good.
Yeah.
They just felt we don't need to try during the regular season.
Right.
From the 209, I was just kidding about he's not trying to miss. 209, he's not trying to miss is never a valued argument because they could put me out there and I wouldn't try and miss either. Doesn't mean I'm shooting under 15% LOL. I'm not. I'll
tell you what.
I know nobody is trying to miss. But I'm just saying. I'm riding for Harrison right now.
I know. I know. The other day we talked about the free throw thing and how I seriously think you and I could have made 6 out of 10. Do we feel like we could have shot 15%? We have 10 shots.
I'm gonna keep it. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. 209. We go to a lot of the games, and I don't know if any of you on the text line or that have called in or on the Sac chat have been down there shooting, but Golden One, it's been rough in these streets.
Those doors are open.
Y'all need a shooting coach. Nobody has. When is the last time we got free Jamba Juice? Y'all need a shooting coach, so be careful. I gotta see form. Can we get video on the text line? If you're gonna say something like that, I need form because y'all been stinking up the joint.
It's crazy
in the timeouts because I love watching it. I'd rather
watch a lot of those Bud Light King signs now.
You got the
signs.
The PA guy. Oh, you didn't get it this time, buddy. Maybe next time. Here you go. Here's a gift card to
Fan Appreciation Day is about to go crazy. They're about to have so much in the reserves.
Right. Here's a $5 gift certificate to Chevron since you couldn't make a free throw because that's what you're gonna get, Simone. So after this, it's been bad out there.
It's really funny.
And you know what? I blame the Kings. They're just following their team. Hey, Kings can't make a free throw. Neither can we. Speaking of free throws, before we get to this Harrison Barnes sound. Speaking of free throws, besides the Kevin Huerter misses, actually a great night from the free throw line for the Kings. They shot 84%.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, he says he makes it when it matters. De'Aaron Fox shot 8 for 8. Mm-hmm. Okay. Harrison Barnes, 4 for 4. Mm-hmm. Keegan Murray, 2 for 2. Huerter, went 1 for 3, and obviously that was terrible timing.
The worst.
And Davion Mitchell went 1 for 2.
Yeah.
So 84%. Now, somebody said, I think, called us and said, it's not how many you make, it's when you make them.
Right.
And can we just take a second and go to the other dimension to where Kevin Huerter misses those shots and the Warriors do win? I mean, I think I would have called in sick.
Yeah. Today would have been terrible.
Simone would have been having to rock the mic because I can't do that.
Just us doing the show, Chris.
I can't do that.
I wouldn't have blamed you for sure. I mean, you can't waste an HB career night like that.
You can't.
No.
I mean, that would have been the straw.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
I think because the Warriors are already in a pretty rough spot.
And then, like you said, to lose off of free throws again as well would have been. What do we even say after that?
But luckily, Steve Kerr, according to Warriors fans, is a raging lunatic.
Idiot.
Appreciate it, Steve.
Yeah,
thanks, buddy. Really
thanks,
need
Steve.
it. By the way, if we want to do the free throw game and the hit your free throws and you win this, let's take it over to the other side. You know who missed 3 free throws yesterday? Draymond Green.
Yeah.
4 of 7, and I think he missed 2 in a row at one point and then shanked one in the fourth quarter. Definitely, it wasn't lost on me because the Warriors as well. I mean, I think they missed 4 or 5 free throws, but Draymond's 3 was huge. I mean,
they
really,
shot
really
78% from free throw. Right. Draymond was 5 of 8.
I think
Kaminga was 5 of 6.
Right.
Wiggins, who never makes, he went 3 of 4, which is a really good day for Wiggins. Steph Curry only went to the free throw line once.
Yeah. They did a good job of keeping him in check relatively after that big first quarter.
Kind of a weird night for Steph. Didn't really get to the cup, and Klay Thompson. Who would have thought Klay Thompson would have had more free throws than Steph Curry? So it's just an oddball night for the Warriors, who are trying to find their way. We have that sound from Harrison Barnes getting traded mid-game in Dallas. Got to get to a break. We'll play it when we get back, and we will react. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles the man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
The power's out at our house. Coffee table. But since our family has storm-ready Wi-Fi from Xfinity, we can stream or game in the dark. As I try and fill around for a seat. Here we go. Oh, who moved the couch?
Get storm-ready Wi-Fi only from Xfinity, so you can stay connected for up to 4 hours, even when the power goes out. Restrictions apply. Limited to customers within range of 4G LTE cellular signal. Speeds reduced to 30/7 megabits per second. Actual speeds vary. Learn more at xfinity.com/stormready.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
We are 2 weeks away from the trade deadline.
We are, let's say, a week and a half.
A week
from Thursday. I guess, we're now, I guess, no, it's 2 weeks. Yesterday was the official 2-week marker. So.
We are 2 weeks away from the trade deadline, and things can get real dicey and spicy during the trade deadline, and nobody is safe. And you are not safe at any point in time, and you can even get traded while you're playing a basketball game. And look, Harrison Barnes, he got cashed out. Nobody's saying he didn't, but he was a brick during the 2016 finals.
Yeah.
They upgraded. Let me upgrade you. Shout out Beyonce. And got Harrison Barnes up out of there. He's in Dallas trying to enjoy his time with some Texas barbecue. And then this happens during the trade season.
This is being reported, folks, from Bleacher Report. Reportedly, Harrison Barnes, mid-game, is being traded to Sacramento for Justin Jackson and Zach Randolph. That's reportedly. Odd time of the year. Yep. Trading deadlines tomorrow afternoon.
A lot of activity.
Crazy. I mean, and that's about as bad as it gets.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
What do you mean you can't?
I mean, he was literally playing in the game.
Were you supposed to wait?
Yeah. Do you not see people sitting people and saying, no, you don't wait.
He was on the bench. He looks so
You
sad.
can tell them before the game, and you're like, hey, like, we're in really heavy talks.
No, Chris,
with
you got to
Sacramento.
strike while the iron's hot.
Hell no. Because
strike.
what if HB gets hurt in the middle of the game?
Maybe they were tracking, okay, if he makes a shot here, it's only a second rounder.
Yeah, maybe they were taking bets or something. It's like, all right. Yeah.
It's just like the stocks.
I
okay?
do like to live that way.
Hey, if he goes 2 for 2 right here at the free throw line, then fine, we'll get rid of one of the picks.
Go hard like Barnes in the paint.
There you go.
Come on.
And then he got sent out here.
Yeah, and I mean, by the way, it's not talked about enough. What a ridiculous trade. Dallas, I don't like, even if you were just really desperate to get off Harrison Barnes' contract, trading for a 36-year-old Zach Randolph who did not play, I think, a single game for Dallas, and then Justin Jackson, who at that point was, I think it was known that he was going to be at best like a rotation, like a ninth guy in a rotation.
That's a name drop, by the way.
It's insane. It's insane that the Kings were able. I think that was Vlade actually. I guess. Well, let's shout out Vlade here, GM Vlade, for executing that trade, man. Because that's just it's nuts that the Kings have been able to get what HB's now been in town for, I think, 7 years. He's been a Sacramento King, which Frankie told me was just as long, if not longer, than what Vlade and Peja were Sacramento Kings for. So the fact that HB's been a King for as long as he has is already kind of crazy, but just insane to think back at that's how we got HB in the first place.
Yeah, and HB, he makes it out here to Sacramento. The last time the Warriors lost to the Kings at home was 2020. HB was on that squad as well. So he's seen something. I saw HB. They had, what was that? I saw the clip. You were at the game, but the clip was the red. It almost looked similar to the blue jerseys that they're wearing now, but it was red.
Oh,
they were mostly red.
The worst jerseys they ever wore.
No, those aren't the worst.
Oh, you're going to say the gold.
You see that going around social media? I don't even remember those jerseys. Basically, Simone,
we all remember.
Simone has on this gold Niners jacket, but it's the gold, that gold shiny material, which reminds me of MVP flight basketball, rocking those jerseys, and obviously the purple Kings. And I saw Mike Bibby in them. I think I might need a cop one. That's how bad they are.
Dog. I'm with you, big dog.
Kings go to the finals. I will be in the media section and Dave will say, "Hey, Alan, I told you you're not supposed to wear that jersey or jerseys." I'm gonna say this one's different.
What's more royal than gold?
Yeah,
get into it.
Everything. It's also like the ugliest gold. It's like a bronze.
It was bad.
Rusted gold.
It was bad.
It's brass. Brass is the right color.
Hey, music festival season is around the corner. Somebody's got to rock that.
Lovers and friends.
Lovers and friends.
Yeah, I think we have actually like an 1140 jersey of that. I'll show you. I'll try and grab it. I'll try and grab it during the break.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure we have it. So
outstanding.
I'll try and grab it.
As we break down Kings jerseys and also Harrison Barnes, want to shift a little bit here to the two stars on each respective team. And like we talked about, we thought Steph Curry was going to go after Joel Embiid and eclipse 70. That's the clip that he was on. And De'Aaron Fox, who is well documented, he has slowed down a bit here. It felt really good to see De'Aaron Fox show. I knew he was going to show up, or at least I hoped he showed up. And 29 points, 9 for 16 from the field, 3 for 7 from three-pointer. But the timing, it's not how many you make, it's when you make them. The timing of those threes. And De'Aaron was talking that trash. I was enjoying it. I was thoroughly enjoying it. De'Aaron seems to have his swagger back. And I got my swagger back. De'Aaron seems to be in a good spot here. And we want to see that continue. Could this possibly be when he turns things back up, as he's probably hearing it. These guys hear everything these days about, hey, is he going to be an all-star? We thought he was a lock. Now it's more like Sabonis is a lock.
I would say so.
And this is from Tristy Rodriguez, NBC Sports. The first 20 games of this season, Steph Curry was averaging 29 points on 47% from the field, 43% from three. De'Aaron Fox averaging 30 points off of 48% field goals, 40% from three. The rest of the season, Steph drops down to 23 points from 29 and 41% from the field, 36% from three. De'Aaron Fox drops down to 24 points, 44% from field goal, and 37% from three. And Chris, you had a really good note in the pre-show about how we should look at this and how even, people like me, maybe there's been a little overreacting when it comes to De'Aaron. Right. And we just talked about how hard it is to sustain that level of greatness that we saw the first 20 games of the season throughout the course of an 82-game season.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really what it is it's super difficult in general. I mean, you just pointed it out. You see stars like Steph even struggle to keep that kind of pace for an entire season, and that's what makes Joel, regardless of the fact that Joel Embiid is apparently ducking all good teams, the fact that he's averaging 35 points per game is still ridiculously insane. It's really tough to do, to show up every single night when everyone knows that's what your team's game plan is. And, I think De'Aaron, like I said, he's been going through a learning process all year long. And I just think that those numbers that you highlighted there really show that it's not irregular for De'Aaron or for any star who has a good start to a season or a good portion of the season to kind of at some point revert back to human form, I guess. It's just not sustainable unless you're just putting pedal to the metal the entire season. And I don't know how sustainable that is for the playoffs. So I think it's natural for De'Aaron to kind of have a bit of a regression here. And we're seeing, I think it seems to me like he's probably going to bounce back the second half of the season. I would guess in a way you got to kind of ramp up for the All-Star break, and then post All-Star break, that's really when you want to be playing your best. So it's not really something to worry about now. And even if that's what slumping looks like for De'Aaron, I think I can take it. And I think this team should be able to survive it with how much talent they have around him.
Yeah. Got to get to a break. When we get back, continuing the conversations from the 916 Noah from West Sacramento children's song, head, shoulder, 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 knees and toes. There you go. Stiles and Watkins. Shoulder. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense. It can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. 2-day general admission tickets are on sale now, starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone, for the life of your garden. The red and gold are breathing a sigh of relief at the moment, narrowly escaping Green Bay 24-21 in the NFC Divisional Round. Quarterback Brock Purdy struggled for much of the contest, but delivered the come-from-behind drive to propel the 49ers to victory. San Francisco is more so concerned about the health wide receiver Deebo Samuel, dealing with a shoulder injury heading into championship weekend. The 49ers will need every man possible with the trip to the big game on the line, needing to get past Detroit first.
Welcome the new year with EB Stone, your go-to for indoor gardening success. In 2024, enrich your indoor oasis with EB Stone's Indoor Potting Mix, our best premium blend crafted for vibrant growth. Explore our comprehensive range from soil amendments to fertilizers and find everything your indoor garden craves. Nurture new beginnings, cultivate lush landscapes, and witness your dreams unfold. Cheers to a green and thriving new year with EB Stone, the heartbeat of your indoor garden success. Find a location near you for our products and tips at ebstone.org.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration. February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
Looking. Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Summer 16, playing dirty, not clean. Out front for a season, looking like a damn football team. All in the same thing, all rapping one thing, looking for revenge.
That's Harrison Barnes. He was looking for, bruh.
It's a tour. It's a tour.
There you
right
go.
now. It's a tour.
It's
right
a
now.
tour.
Okay.
Who next?
First off, he was like, I was going to be so disrespectful there.
What?
He had to, send one off for the Sac fam. He was like, last game possibly in G1C.
Yeah.
Here's a 32-piece for y'all for everyone who was talking crazy. He said, all right, I got one for Dub Nation too. And guess what? We get part 3 tonight. Okay. Everyone says sequels aren't that great. Come on. We're going to go back to back to back. Okay. And HB's got a little bit left to give for his old team in Dallas.
I mean, even if that's just 15, if that's a 20 piece.
Yeah. Oh, it counts.
20 piece.
We're just going to combine all the
flats.
points. We're going to say, he can have 10 points, 81 points in 3 games.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, this would be a legendary if he pulls this off, whether he gets moved or not.
This is like
it would be more legendary if he did get moved because that would have been his last game at Golden One as a Kings player. I don't know if Kings fans necessarily want to move him or not, but that would be a legendary move to give it to all 3 of the teams that have moved off of you. I don't even know if that's ever been.
Just say,
what if he just retired? Or he just retired?
Yeah. I've done all I can.
Then he becomes mayor of whatever city he wants.
Everywhere.
Sacramento.
Could be Sacramento.
Governor. Wow.
It's not far off, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, he just gets everything in order. That's just incredible.
That's
it's an incredible situation.
The nicest suits in the game.
And I mean, honestly, I need to talk to him about a tailor next time I see Harrison Barnes. I saw the pictures the team posted when they got off the bus, and I don't know how to say this. His suitcases look like the most Harrison Barnes suitcases. I mean, they
look like briefcases.
Yes, exactly. It's just he's got a lot of paperwork in there. He's got to take care of business, and that's just what he is. That's what he is there to do. We have Harrison Barnes, the post game that he had from TNT, and we will get to that. Here he is talking after his 39 piece.
Coach Brown talked about you being more aggressive in the win against Atlanta. What has gotten into you the last 2 games?
Just trying to maximize opportunities. We feel like we have a good team. When the ball's moving, you want to take open shots. So the ball's finding me. I'm just trying to maximize the opportunities.
There you go. He's trying to maximize his opportunities. When asked if, going up against, because they're really trying to big up this rivals week.
Yes.
Right. And Harrison, he was asked, hey, first game, against not first game, but to do this against career high against a team that moved off you. He just said, feels good.
Feels good.
And
he kind of caught him off guard for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you can hear it in his voice. Greenberg asked him, it's the first question he asked after HB's had this career night. First question, Jared Greenberg says, it's NBA Rivals Week here.
Yeah.
How good's it feel to do this against your old team? I don't know if HB just wasn't prepared for the question, but he kind of stops and is like, you can see his eyebrows raise and go, yeah, feels good.
Well, as he was getting there in the question, you could almost see that when HB knew that's where he was going, and you saw a little smirk go on HB's face, and he just said, I've been waiting for this. Because it was a while. I mean, that was
waiting.
Yeah, that was a long, that's 2016. That's a long time ago. And he said,
and he had to hear it in between too. That's the thing.
All of it.
Yeah, the we've seen this movie before, all that stuff.
All of it. And it feels good. I mean, he had that in the chamber. Yeah. That was a movie.
Yeah. That was seriously a movie. Like that's going to be coming to Netflix at a home near you very soon.
If that were the case, I don't know if you remember this. I know Simone remembers this. It was going around the social media, how people were doing the Twisted song, like the end of Coach Carter. Like he says, it feels good. And that hopeful for today. And it's just like Harrison Barnes went on to be a 3-time champion.
Harrison Barnes was traded 2 days later to the Washington Wizards.
No.
Well, I was going to say becomes an NBA champion.
Hopeful for today.
What else happens in that situation? Sabonis goes on to land the biggest deal in Head and Shoulders history.
The Netflix show was mildly successful.
Yeah.
Sabonis ended up signing a 5-year contract with Head and Shoulders.
Wow.
And became the face of the product.
Became the face.
Move over, Troy Polamalu.
Move over, Troy Polamalu. And look, we already drank some Warriors tears, but
that was good.
Here is Monty Poole and Bonte Hill in the post game. Talking a little bit about what happened, right? And basically the premise
from
is
the Warrior side too.
From the Warrior side,
they're like shell shocked at this point.
Because what I'm tripping off of is the idea that if you want to go down this path of, oh well, nobody expected Harrison Barnes to do this, and that wasn't expected. But it only works on one side, though, in their opinion. Here's the sound here.
We're thinking Malik Monk. We're thinking Sabonis. But it was Harrison Barnes who stole the show against his former club.
You either play really well against your old team or really bad. And tonight, HB got it going. He was feeling it. And I've been in one of those zones before when everything you should throw up there goes in. He got to his spots. He kind of got whatever he wanted to tonight. You see right there going under on the 3, and he just popped. And then in the mid post, that's a tough shot right there.
This is the Harrison Barnes the Warriors hoped they were getting when they drafted him 7th overall.
Yeah,
back in 2012. And HB, his career has been up and down. He's traveled to several different teams now. He's been with the Kings for a while now, and he stays in that starting lineup, even though he's had some pretty bad games this course of the season. But tonight, without Harrison Barnes, the Warriors win this game by 15 points.
Okay, Monty, and we love Monty. You met Monty last night. You were in the building.
He's
love
so
Monty.
Cool. Yeah, really nice guy.
Jonathan Kaminga had 31. So without Jonathan Kaminga, why play this game?
Let's do it. No, let's do it.
So Jonathan
Let's play
Kaminga, without Jonathan
Without
Kaminga's
Jonathan,
31,
yep.
then the Kings win by 15.
Easy.
These are both two guys that you did not expect them to do what they did.
Yep.
Okay, and if we want to do it based on our prop talk game, Harrison Barnes, I believe, was set at 14. So let's say he gets a normal 12 to 14. Kaminga was set at 16.
Right.
Okay, so if both of those things happen,
they both pretty much doubled their projection.
Exactly. They
were both incredibly out of character.
And it basically evened out. The Kings won by 1 point.
Yep.
So what are we talking about? Why is it that Harrison Barnes, you can remove that, and the Warriors win? Well, let's do this because this is the Kings flagship. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's remove Jonathan Kaminga scoring 31.
Yes.
Okay. And now the
Getting
Kings
multiple and ones. Yeah.
He was trying to big dog him. Okay, he tried too hard. I think they got a little Kaminga happy towards the end of the game, and Harrison Barnes said, "Not today, young buck.
His defense is
okay,
tough.
you flew here, I grew here, and you're gonna have to sit down as we take care of business." And now we can say, without Jonathan Kaminga's 31 points,
Kings win by 20.
Oh yeah, it's
they
not
win
even
by
a game.
20. Forget 15.
It's not even a game.
Not even close. I mean,
Well,
we were 50-point Steph Curry game inbound without Kaminga.
And it's just crazy to me. Harrison Barnes is a grown man. He's 30 years old now.
Yeah, I think
we're
maybe
still
even
talking
31.
about this is the okay. So you thought Harrison Barnes was going to drop? You're going to drop 39 every game? What are we talking about? The revisionist history is it's a little much.
It's a little much. It's a bit much. And like it's also like, again, like at this point in his career, it's like you got 2 rings from the time you let go of HB.
Yeah.
Like you said, Monty, like he's been in multiple stops now at this point. I can't think, just let it go. Why you still gotta have this ill will for Harrison? Like that was a light jab there. That was a light. This is the Harrison Barnes that the Kings were expecting, or the Warriors were expecting when they took him at 7. First off, no, it wasn't.
He was never going to be Kevin Durant.
No, I don't think anyone expected HB, even at that time, even after the college career. He was never going to be a star in the league. The hope was he could be Rudy Gay, frankly, and he fell a little bit short of it. But I mean, that's pretty much the guy Harrison is someone who's got loads of talent, but doesn't have the drive or the whatever you have it to be the super duper star. But there's no illusion. Not that I remember that Harrison Barnes was going to be some stud guy who's going to be a 25 point per game scorer in the NBA.
Well, and now it's just a matter of, if you want to do the snowball effect or the Mandela effect, you could make the argument that if Harrison Barnes doesn't do his part in 2014, 2015, and they don't win the whole thing, right? And even though he was a brick during the finals, he still helped to get to 73-9.
Absolutely.
You don't get KD if Harrison Barnes isn't at least what he is.
Right.
So it's at this point, it's just, it was a smidge petty. It was a smidge unnecessary, because what are we supposed to do with that information? Do you want to remember your time with KD? Because you don't get KD without Harrison Barnes.
All of it. All the Harrison Barnes.
With the whole, yes.
All
exactly right. The entirety of Harrison Barnes or not, it was a little unnecessary. But the Warriors, they struggle right now.
They're hurting.
It's a sign
that they are hurting right now.
They are down atrocious.
Yeah.
They are down horrendous right now. And we talked to John Dickinson of KMBR yesterday as far as with the passing of Coach Decky, would that change how they approach the trade deadline? It's a really tough position for them. A really tough position for them.
No idea what
because
they do.
This team is not it.
Yeah, I think you sent me. This is terrible radio for not listening to it, and I don't think we have it prepared. But you sent me something on Dunley V talking about that, right? About him talking about how they're going to approach the deadline.
Yeah, basically, he was on NBC Sports Bay Area and just kind of talked about what they're going to try and do. And honestly,
didn't really give any indication.
Whenever
exactly
it just reminds me of when a CEO talks in front of people and it's just, hey,
we're exploring all of our options.
Right. Hey, do you see any more layoffs coming? Not as of 11:40, but 11:41 comes around. I'm not too sure. It's just a fluid situation. Get into a break. When we get back, yes, we're going to have the conversation. Is this a rivalry or not? And Chris and I argue about the future and the ceiling of Jonathan Kaminga. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Discover Roseville's hidden gem, Timbers at the Lodge, nestled in the Timber Creek Golf Course. Savor a culinary journey where every bite tells a story. We serve breakfast 7 days a week with happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m., where you can relax on the outdoor patio next to our newly renovated and expanded putting green. Thursdays always feature our $28 prime rib dinner. Reservations encouraged. Learn more at timbersatTheLodge.com. We look forward to welcoming you to Timbers at the Lodge, where exceptional food meets great times. At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there, here a buck, there a buck, everywhere buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
I tried to quit smoking cigarettes probably hundreds of times over the years. 2 or 3 days into quitting again, I go get into a vehicle and guess what? There's a pack of cigarettes in there. I mean, I've got the unlit cigarette in my hand. And I said to myself, why do I even try to quit if I'm going to cave so easily every time? Something clicked in my head that told me I can do this.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
This weekend is championship weekend on Sactown Sports as Baltimore plays Kansas City at noon on Sunday and San Francisco takes on Detroit at 3:30. Championship weekend. Brought to you by Elk Grove Kia and R.C. Willey Home Furnishings. Your home, your way.
The Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration is back Sunday, February 4th at Thunder Valley Casino. Meet and greet the class of 2024. Matt Barnes, James Donaldson, Leon Lee, and Jamie Whitmore. Don't miss Sacramento's best sports night of the year. Food served between 6 and 7 p.m. Live entertainment with comedian Dennis Gaxiola. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration Sunday night, February 4th. All info, go to SacSportsHOF.com.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore. Great selection, great factory financing and incentive, and great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock. Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
We're back. We are back. De'Aaron Fox was asked if this is a rivalry or not. I mean, you know how I feel. It is. But we do have sound from De'Aaron on what he thinks. Here it is right now.
Have you read anything about anybody from our team calling it a rivalry? Who? Well, like I said, I've never called it a rivalry, so. Why would this be a rivalry? I haven't played that far from each other for 20 years. They never played each other in the playoffs. That's why it's trying to be considered a rivalry.
Well, and you guys are playing better.
I would say if we played the Clippers in the playoffs last year and we go to 7 games, it's probably considered the same thing because we played them 11 times in one season. So, I mean, just because the amount of games, I don't consider it a rivalry. No.
There you have it.
I'm uncomfortable.
That's
That was a spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
that
like I said,
was
I don't know
a
why.
Extra
spicy. That was a fire from Taco Bell.
Woo!
Just definitely don't. By the way, I mean, for what it's worth, De'Aaron has been great with the media since this whole thing has blown up and gotten blown out of proportion. But that was pretty unchill.
Why do you think? Because Steph Curry also said, this wasn't last night, but he said before.
They asked him about it last night. I don't think he gave much of an answer.
Why do you think both sides, are they trolling? Why do you think both sides don't want to call it a rivalry? I mean, I guess the Kings side is we lost to them in the playoffs. They have rings. We're trying to get there. I just don't know why. I just don't know.
The Kings side, I'm surprised they don't try and hype up the rivalry.
Right.
I would think that the Warriors, and maybe it's just De'Aaron has a respect, I guess, in a way for what the term rivalry should mean. But I guess like I hear them saying, you know, if you think like rivalries, Yankees, Red Sox, like, you know, you can even do Boston Celtics, Lakers. And I just think that they feel like, to De'Aaron's point, they just haven't really played enough like significant games. They had one playoff series, but one playoff series doesn't necessarily turn you into a rival. I would argue that off the floor, and I think somebody said this in my live stream yesterday, it's definitely a fan rivalry.
Yeah.
I think from the players' side, though, which I think the players obviously play a big part in if this thing is or isn't a rivalry, I don't think the players view it as anything more than, I mean, De'Aaron flat out says it there. Like, I think they think of the Clippers the same amount of times that they think about the Warriors. It's just, they just so happen to play them in the playoffs.
I think it's so strange.
It
think and it hits different too. When you're in there, I just don't believe it either.
It is. And I even feel like before the Kings really got good, it was always, they always played the Warriors tough, right? I mean,
when they were good, I mean, when the Warriors were good,
but
everybody
always,
gave them their best shot.
Sure. And it's
I think that's where they're coming from is like, I mean, you know, last year for rivalry week, it was the Warriors against the Grizzlies. Like,
no, I get it. But
what
when
is
you
a rivalry?
When you are the best, as the Warriors have been,
emphasis on have been.
Yes, or were, right? They're always trying to push something else on you. And I feel like the Grizzlies were way more too open to it being a rivalry. They also called themselves a future dynasty with dudes that are not on the team anymore. And they were just more open to it. And I got to say, Chris, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to put on my marketing hat. Simone also does promotions for us, so Simone can help us out too. You're playing it all wrong.
Free game.
You're playing it all wrong, in my opinion. You need to be pumping this thing up.
Yep.
That's how I feel. I'm not saying to be inauthentic, but I don't understand kind of and somebody said it in the chat, the demonstrative. And you guys that are, unless you saw the video, he's kind of rolling his eyes and moving his head around. He's kind of annoyed about it.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand why you're not playing into this.
Yeah.
I'm just really confused why it's not the typical.
Well, I just think they're
the
friends.
disassociation is weird.
Why isn't it just a typical, I think this is great for the game. If fans want to call it a rivalry, great. I just don't get that.
I think that's more just the guy you asked. I mean, De'Aaron is De'Aaron's real. Like, De'Aaron does not care. I mean, as we saw in the interviews the other day, like he's going to keep it real, and I think that's how he really feels. Again, I just don't think that the players and maybe the organization might a little bit, but there's a lot of connective tissue from the Warriors and the Kings, and I don't think any of it is really negative, with the exception of HB and Draymond. Like De'Aaron and Steph, partners. They have a shoe line together. They're clearly buddy-buddy. Mike Brown and Steve Kerr are best friends. Vivek comes from the Warriors ownership group. Like, I think that there's a lot of, from that side of it, from the business and the basketball side of it, there's not a lot of ill will towards them. If anything, there's just a massive amount of respect. The fans, again, are the ones who really feel the rivalry. I mean, people at work go to their office and there's 3 or 4 Warrior fans that they have to deal with, or even in friend groups, there'll be Kings fans and a handful of Warrior fans.
So
I don't think the players feel it.
Draymond stepped on Sabonis' chest.
He sure did. But he also slapped Nurkic in the face. Like, he does it to like, again, I think the point is the Warriors probably view 10 different teams as their rivals. And so what makes the Kings special to the Warriors? I think the Kings aren't trying to have any illusion of, I mean, they're a really humble team. They've never really been one to toot their own horn. They're always talking about, we don't need to worry about them. Let's worry about us. I think they just don't want to try and put themselves at the front of the stage. And they're more than comfortable with, I mean, I think just the team personality is we'd rather let our game do talking.
Yeah, you want to continue to say it's not a rivalry, then stop complaining. I'm not saying you. But don't complain when you don't get a Christmas game. Because the Warriors are probably the only team that they'll let you play on Christmas.
Right. Absolutely.
You can't have it both ways. So sometimes you got to play the game.
I think De'Aaron's argument might be, though, is, well, watch us play a series against the Clippers in the playoffs, and then everyone will say us and the Clippers are rivals because we had that big historic 175, 176 game. We play them 4 times a year. They have our number. We meet in the playoffs. Like, I think that's De'Aaron's point. And again, I don't necessarily agree with it. I think from every single day, like as a Sacramentan, the Golden State Warriors are absolutely the rivals. But
you're just saying from his perspective,
from the player's perspective. And I will also agree with you in saying, they're lying to us. Like, they're definitely lying to us to say that they don't bring their best effort against these guys. But I would also say maybe they would also argue we bring our A game against the Clippers too. And we definitely make sure against the Lakers, we don't want to be embarrassed either. So I think they just kind of view all of their close California teams as rivals. And, the Warriors might stick out more sometimes than the other two. But I think at any given moment, you could say, those guys are the ones that are upsetting the team more than the other two.
Yeah. And look, I think that typically when it comes to rivalries, to your point, we asked the same question with the Grizzlies and the Warriors. There was a lot more jawing going on, a lot more talking. Yes. And when you look at the Warriors and the Clippers, when the Warriors couldn't get over the hump of beating the Clippers,
City, right.
That turned into it. Because to me, rivalries are fluid.
Yeah.
There are mainstay rivalries.
Yeah. So that's interesting too, is anyone's definition of what a rivalry is.
They can come and go. That Warriors Grizzlies, that's over for now.
I think they would say that a rivalry has to have staying power.
It's growing into, but I think the Clippers
rivalry.
The Clippers won took years for the Warriors, and they had it. They faced them, I think, 3 years in the playoffs, something like that, and then it was done. I think that the reason this one is moving quickly or more quickly than others is because of the proximity, and this is the only time, the one time the Kings, it wouldn't be the same if you played the Clippers, because the one time you got into the playoffs in the last 16 years, it was against the big brother from the Bay Area. So people are salivating for that. And if you don't believe it, then that's fine. I just think that you're not necessarily playing it correctly.
It's also that little access point of the ascension of the Kings and the decline of the Warriors.
But I'm a different personality than De'Aaron. You know me. I would be playing it up. I would say, the Warriors. Come on, the Dubs more like the Flubs. They can't do anything these days. Thank you very much. All right, 916.
Fake Golden One Center.
Fake Golden One Center. 916-339-1140. Got to get to a break. When we get back, see you on the line, TC. We will get to you after this break as we continue the conversation. Stiles and Watkins. By the way, just got word we will have Lions writer Jeff Ifrad joining us at 12:30 to talk Lions and Niners. Yeah, if you're a Kings fan and a Niners fan, this could be an outstanding weekend for you. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
It took all 60 minutes, but the 49ers found a way to dispose of Green Bay.
1:30 and rolling to play in the game. Purdy takes it, hands off to McCaffrey off the left side, breaks a tackle, touchdown!
Next up in their quest for another Super Bowl title is a major roadblock with the Lions. San Francisco hosts Detroit Sunday at 3:30 in the NFC title game.
You can hear all the action right here on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Did you know gas goes bad in as little as 30 days? Bad gas can cause rough starts, poor performance, or no starts at all. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Whether it's your car, truck, boat, lawnmower, leaf blower, weed trimmer, ATV, motorcycle, or anything else with an engine, when you store, start with Stable.
The 2024 Honda Civic LX sedan from Elk Grove Honda offers all the safety, reliability, performance, and great gas mileage you've come to expect from Honda for all these years. With anti-lock brakes, tire pressure monitoring system, backup camera, and Honda safety sensing package including collision mitigation braking system, you can see why a sporty, redesigned Civic from Elk Grove Honda gives you a lot for your money. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
The power's out at our house. Coffee table. But since our family has storm-ready Wi-Fi from Xfinity, we can stream or game in the dark, as I try and feel around for a seat. Here we go. Oh, who moved the couch?
Get storm-ready Wi-Fi only from Xfinity, so you can stay connected for up to 4 hours, even when the power goes out. Restrictions apply. Limited to customers within range of 4G, LTE, cellular signal speeds reduced to 30/7 megabits per second. Actual speeds vary. Learn more at xfinity.com/stormready.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your 2024 grilling season right with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. It's incredible. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, as you know, it's a brand new year. The big question, what's happening at Hoblet for Chrysler's Start Something New sales event?
We're keeping our traditions alive by continuing to offer the best savings on remaining new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. Right now, you can save up to $12,000 off MSRP, and even better yet, you don't have to make a payment for 90 days.
Well, that's a pretty big deal. $12,000 off MSRP on one of America's favorite trucks.
That's the difference between Hoblet and so many others. We are here to help you get the truck you need at the best possible price, and you won't find a better selection of new Rams with over 500 trucks available. At Hoblet, we want you to be a customer for life.
See their full inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
12,000 total net savings after 68.41 factory rebates and 51.59 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 1,000 case equipment bonus cash. Must have purchased new case equipment from qualifying dealer. No payment for 90 days through Chrysler Capital on approved credit. 10th this net savings. See dealer for details.
It's time to buck up Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Get your tickets for a weekend of non-stop bucking action this February 2nd through 4th.
Have you ever envisioned having $500,000 in advertising to conquer the remodel market, but felt overwhelmed at the thought of going it alone? Now you don't have to. Join Subcontractors United and share your advertising with 2 other contractors in your trade. Get $500,000 in advertising for only $1,042 a month. We are so sure this will work that we're giving away free advertising until June 2024 to qualified contractors. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
I can't wait for this Jonathan Kaminga combo. Vibes are right enough that Chris and I can get a little bit spicy. Not as spicy as De'Aaron Fox in the rivalry question.
Oh my goodness.
You never know.
That poor guy, man, because like De'Aaron, the thing that makes me laugh most about that is De'Aaron definitely knows. I've never seen that guy before. He's definitely Warriors media.
Yeah.
To say, have you not heard what me and my teammates have said? No, I definitely have not heard what you and your teammates have said because I'm not checking for it.
And then
I'm getting cooked.
But and I'll tell you what.
So I'm going to go back and forth.
No, I was going to say, I'll tell you what, maybe, and I know we're putting a bow on it. It feels like, honestly, this has not been a long week, but it feels like we were talking about, it feels like we were talking about Podium Gate. It feels like that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was
this
Wednesday.
Is the 74th day of January.
It really is. That was Wednesday. So I wonder now, and after De'Aaron has to go through this long road trip, it might be a welcome sight coming back home and dealing, because I've never heard, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, you've been part of Sacramento media longer than me. Not this season. De'Aaron's never been in a back and forth. When De'Aaron speaks, when any of the players speak, the media members just let them finish. That was a back and forth.
Yes. Like we heard with Luka the other day. Well, it's the middle of the season,
But I'm just saying, maybe it puts it in perspective. And not that it was ever about the media.
Sure wasn't.
But it's just, hey, if I got to go out there, these guys are lobbing me questions here. They're not going back about a rivalry question, and you don't even know me, brother. And you're coming back and saying, well, did you hear this? And or De'Aaron's coming. It was, to be fair, as much as, you kind of talked about the guy who asked the question, and we talked about De'Aaron getting a little bit spicy. I do think if you're sitting down, you get a question from somebody you don't know, you're trying to tell me. It's different if maybe somebody from Sacramento was trying to say, hey, you sure about this, De'Aaron? They have a rapport.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Because De'Aaron, he sees them in there every single day, really, almost every single day. I don't know you. Actually, I'm just getting back to talking to media anyway. Mm-hmm. I'm not really trying to do this back and forth. So I would just say maybe De'Aaron gets back and says, hey, I'm actually happy to be back because I don't have to do any ping pong back and forth debates with people when I'm in Sacramento.
Yeah, no, I was going to say when we were talking, and this is hopefully the last we ever have to talk about this, but I think the thing that I would tell De'Aaron to do with his media time moving forward is just whatever it is that you do, whether it's be quiet or give short answers or go back and forth with the reporters, I just think he needs to figure out how to make that media session productive for him, because it's clear that he doesn't want to do it. But as we've talked at nausea, it's a requirement to some extent for him to do it. So if you have to do it and it's not going away anytime soon, you might as well figure out how to make it productive for you. So if he's always felt this way and just has never, not just necessarily about this, he's always felt like, you guys ask me these things, and if you really want to know, like, I can go back and forth with you and go back and forth, but I'd rather just give you a trash answer and, keep it pushing with the day. So maybe this is just De'Aaron. I say all that to say maybe this is De'Aaron, a new leaf for De'Aaron. We saw him be a lot more positive on that practice scrum as well. Maybe he's just like, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do in this time, because this media session is about me anyway.
Yeah, no, if that's how I don't have a problem with
I weren't saying
the back and forth. If that's how you want to get down, get down. I think you should lean into the rivalry while you can, because the Warriors are on the down slope, and once Steph is gone, the big brother might be in Sacramento
one-sided
here.
thing.
So I get it, but I'm just saying, yeah, if that's how De'Aaron wants to approach it, look, it gives us something to talk about.
Sure does.
It's better than saying, if you think it's a rivalry, it's a rivalry. So I'm not going to complain about what De'Aaron said. I just think that, you know me, I love drama. I watch a lot of reality TV, not more than Simone, but I watch a lot of reality TV. By the way, before we get to TC, Simone, somebody in the Sac chat, when I said if the Kings had lost in another buzzer beater, you would have been on the mic because I would have called in sick. Somebody on the Sac chat said that would have been great if Simone on the mic for 4 hours is not a bad thing at all. That's not what I was saying at all, unless you were going to talk Vanderpump for 4 hours, which I can't speak to. You should, get your podcast going on.
I know.
I got to.
I was thinking to do one, honestly, maybe for all my reality TV shows, or doing one on MTV The Challenge.
I really quickly want to let you guys know that Traitors show on Peacock right now, fantastic. And it's Big Brother, Survivor, The Challenge, Real Housewives,
Traitors.
I was thinking like Traitors, like
I
it's
see.
like an American Pickers or something.
So they're kind of doing what MTV The Challenge did. We're going to bring in everybody from other places.
Kyle said it beautifully. It's Among Us. So everyone, there's certain people that are compromising the rest of the group, and it is fantastic. You got your boy CT in there. We had Bananas was in there.
Wait, what?
Yes.
CT. Oh, sign me up. Say less.
And then they're squaring off with the housewives just because they're housewives. They're like, they lie the most, blah blah blah, and it gets me all activated.
You're watching this too?
No, I just heard. I've seen the trailers.
You need to.
Wow. All right. I will definitely get into that. 916-339-1140. If you want to be part of the conversation, all guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Let's get out to TC. Wants to have a part of the conversation. What's up, TC? You know what it is. Stiles and Watkins, what you got for us?
Man, Stiles and Watkins, man, just vibing, man. Real quick. Hey, listen, that was a big win for the Kings last night. And the cookie crumbled our way last night, man. I love that to see the band back together. As far as I don't know, man. As far as the whole media and De'Aaron situation, I don't know what's going on with that situation, bro. But I'm gonna leave it alone. But as far as the rivalry, it is a rivalry, bro. Stop underplaying it, overplaying it. How people, it's a rivalry, bro. We trying to beat the Warriors. We trying to get the championships. We trying to do that, and it's a back and forth with these guys. They right up the street. It's a rivalry. So I know the whole it's not a rivalry. We're underplaying it. Stop lying to everybody. If you don't want to say it, then you don't have to say it. But the fact is, bro, it is a rivalry. The Niners tomorrow, Kyle, don't get in your way, Shanahan, and be smart because Dan Campbell is on you. Seriously, if he slips up, the Lions will win, and Dan Campbell will get us. If not, the Niners win tomorrow, 27-16. That's my score. That's all I'm out.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on. Mic drop.
TC.
Mic drop action.
No,
okay.
And TC, I love it. Again, I think it's a rivalry. And maybe I think it might be a troll job by the Kings and the Warriors to just continue to say it's not a rivalry. Then keep giving us cinematic finishes every single time they play. So maybe, just maybe, they're just doing it on purpose, knowing that regardless of whatever they say, we're still going to believe it's a rivalry. I just think that for the promotion of the Kings and the promotion of the Kings brand, I would lean into it, but I lean into everything. That's just who I am.
I'm just curious if would Kings fans, maybe not Kings fans, but I guess it's got to be two-sided though, right? Because that's the thing that I think is tough about this. I don't know if the Warriors are going to view the Kings as one of their main
Warriors
rivals.
Players or Warriors fans?
Both.
Warriors fans definitely do.
Okay, that's a good step.
Definitely do.
Because they try and act like we're not on the radar at all.
No, they're on me, and I don't know if it's because of my background, but they're on me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I've seen the different muses. There was a muse battle. It was Keegan Muse versus Looney Muse, and there was King's Muse. There was a
Pod Muse,
Pajensky Muse. Don't get me started
Barnes
on
Muse,
him.
And
Barnes
like, wait, how long has this account been?
That was created in 2024. So yeah, I think it is a rivalry with both fan bases because as soon as I see it. Right, I got buddies. I got my buddy Kenny King Jr., who's big Raiders guy. Go check out his content if you are a Raiders fan. But Kenny King is posting, well, what's your resume look like? I mean, as the clock hits zeros, you just sit and wait, and it fills itself out.
Do you feel like, real quick, like So the reason why I asked is because the Warriors were good, the Kings were bad. I don't think it was a rivalry when that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm getting at here is the Kings are on the upswing.
Yeah.
Warriors are definitely on the downswing. Is this just like the only 2-year pocket where this is going to be relevant
possible.
Is the question.
That's
also.
what I'm saying,
It's
that
like
intersection.
Yeah, it's like
It's very possible, but I do think there will always
because
be,
next year, if the Kings are significantly better, why should we think about the tables get turned? Like, why should we be thinking about the Warriors?
I mean, do we have to? I mean, I would say that there will always be how should
There's
I put
going to be
this?
connective tissue. There's still
always
connective
going to be
tissue
connective
with
tissue
with the Lakers too.
But is it similar to if the Clippers? I know they're in the same city, but if the Clippers ended up if the Lakers just went in the tank again, LeBron goes off to Portland with Bronny and the Clippers win the whole thing and they're just beating the brakes off the Lakers. I think Clipper fans would always enjoy it. Would it be both ways? No. I hear you. But it's a little brother thing.
Yeah.
The little brother is going to always enjoy every chance to beat up Big Brother. Even if Big Brother is old and tired and on AARP.
So you would argue then, and I'm workshopping this, like a rivalry is almost like a volcano. Where it's just sometimes it's more active.
Yes.
And sometimes it's dormant.
Yes.
Sometimes it'll be dormant for 110 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be dormant for 3 years.
Right.
And sometimes it's bubbling. Sometimes it's incredibly explosive and it's burning everything in sight. But okay, I can live with that.
The reason,
because it feels like the Lakers rivalry right now is dormant. Like it feels like it might be
with the Kings
bubbling, but I mean, obviously it was 100% a rivalry.
You need
in the
a playoff
early 2000s,
series.
but they had 2. And that's also where I feel like the Kings Warriors might be just shy of being a bona fide certified rivalry. I feel like there's still one more match, and I think that's
and you
kind
might
of what
not get it,
and you just might not get it.
Yeah, you might not get it. But I do think that rivalries aren't just based on the teams. I think that there is something to be said about the city of Sacramento versus the Bay Area. I think all of that matters, right? I think the same way the Bay Area may look at, or it is perceived that the Bay Area looks at Sacramento a certain way, I think is the same reason Dodgers-Giants is always significant, even when the Giants stink, right? And the Dodgers are just having their way because it's LA versus NorCal, and LA thinks they're Hollywood and all this. And now I would say in that regard, now San Francisco, Bay Area, they feel a little bit little brother-esque to Southern California. So that is why it's always a big deal. Right. They're ding, ding, ding. There's always something.
LA's like, we're the real big city.
Exactly.
Like,
so the rivalries go deeper than simply just how good the teams are.
Sure.
But I do agree that if the Warriors just go in the tank, and they won't because they have Jonathan Kaminga, which we're about to talk about. If they go in the tank, then that might be an issue. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, continuing the conversation, and Chris and I go after it about Jonathan Kaminga. And can this finally be the game? Is this the game where the Kings turn the corner? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Join us for Championship Sunday as the Ravens host the Chiefs at noon and the Lions battle the 49ers at 3:30. The NFC and AFC Championship heard right here on your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Increasing high cloud cover today. Still a mild day with temperatures warming into the low 60s. Expect light winds and more cloud cover as we head into Saturday with a chance for some rain north of Sacramento. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The 2024 Honda Civic LX sedan from Elk Grove Honda offers all the safety, reliability, performance, and great gas mileage you've come to expect from Honda for all these years. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockworth, Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. It's time for investors to vote with their wallets and for Americans to watch the ever-changing election trail. Is this a typical presidential election year? If so, the stock market pattern is first half weakness and second half strength. The average midpoint return to the Dow Jones in presidential election years is minus 0.7%, below the 4.3% first half gain the other 3 years of the election cycle. The second half shows an average increase of 8.6% versus lower growth of 3% in non-presidential election years. Because of the large disparity at the midpoint, those looking at the full-year averages may miss this, as the full-year averages show virtually no disparity between presidential and non-presidential election years. The mid-year disparity culprit could be uncertainty. In the absence of fact, we may look to fill in the blanks with assumptions. Once clear front runners have emerged and there is less uncertainty, markets typically regain their momentum, either upward or downward, with more information. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Jonathan Kaminga. 31 points. He was a plus 16, 5 of 6 from the line, 2 of 4 from three-point land, 12 of 19. Coming off a game, he went 11 for 11. I believe he had 25 or 27 points the game before. And, you know, Chris, he was a matchup nightmare for the Kings. That was a problem. That was a problem.
It's not great. He's a big body. He's got a long wingspan. Mm-hmm. He's, incredibly athletic, and that's a problem. That's a real problem, especially when you're locking in on Steph, and, Steph will draw a double team, and then you give a wide open Draymond. Draymond will cut the lane. I mean, you saw how Kaminga got that lob yesterday. That's what he's there to do, is to finish around the rim. Feels like he's figured it out.
Well, the thing is,
at least that part.
The thing is, he wants to evolve his bag, right? If you see him on social media, he's posting. By
the way, a career high 31 last night for Kaminga.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But that was expected, according to Warriors media.
Right.
But
right.
But Harrison Barnes, 39 points.
Just wild.
Without that, the Warriors.
The
Warriors win easily
15.
by 15.
It's like the Clippers game last year. Little Clippers light.
Mm-hmm.
People said that. Yeah, I saw that. There was some high level shot making for sure.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it looked like everybody. Like we said, look, Warrior fans have been incredibly annoyed with Corey Joseph, and that dude was 2 for 2 from 3-point land. That's what I'm saying.
We've seen that movie before.
Everybody leveled up, but Chris, I just don't understand how you can see what Jonathan Kaminga did when you love a guy like that. Long, rangy, athletic, and you are not moved by the growth that we've seen by Jonathan Kaminga?
No, I don't think that he should be a scorer. I think if he's going to be your primary scorer, I just don't think that that's the right role for him at all. And that seems to be what they've leaned into with him coming off the bench. And, it feels like when he's out there, they really try and feed him in those non-Steph minutes. And he's a good finisher. He's really, really good. Again, he's really athletic, and he's figured out timing. And Steve Kerr talked about it in the pregame. He's just been a lot more decisive. He's not messing around. We saw Jalen Johnson the other day, kind of not get fully to the rim and settling for floaters and, 10-foot jumpers and things like that. Kaminga's cut all that stuff out of his game. Shout out him. He's a really good finisher around the rim. I don't see anything else. He is a terrible team defender. He's the reason the Kings won yesterday. Straight up. That wide open Sabonis dunk, you know why he was so wide open? Because Jonathan Kaminga literally just stood at the 3-point line and watched the play develop right in front of his face. That's why Steve Kerr keeps taking him out. Warrior fans are like, why is Kaminga being pulled in the fourth quarter when he's got all these points? Well, look at Karl Anthony Towns with 62 the other day, and Chris Finch still pulls him. It's because you need to play defense, brother.
He does play defense.
He plays on-ball defense.
Yeah, he plays on-ball defense. Yeah, he's
big Davion Mitchell.
He's also 21.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
He's 21 years old. He's hyper athletic.
Yeah.
What's
he going to look like without Steph and Draymond?
Chris, he's a matchup nightmare. There was nobody on the team.
You talk about no bag all the time.
No, he doesn't.
That man's got zero moves.
Baby Giannis.
Baby
Giannis.
Zero moves.
No. Chris.
Zero.
No, he doesn't have zero moves.
In terms of an Allen Stiles defined bag,
no, he doesn't have a bag.
There is no bag.
No, he does not have a bag. He's a better shooter.
He's
a better shooter than those.
To the rim.
A lot of guys with his athleticism.
Not that I'm relying on.
No, you're not going to rely on it.
Hit a three.
You're going to have to respect it.
31% this year from three.
You think he's a bust?
I don't think he's a bust. I think that was I won't say it's wrong. I would say it was right at the time. He was definitely trending towards a bust. But this is also like 5 games of 20 points. I mean, he has been fed the ball more than I have ever seen Jonathan Kuminga fed the ball.
Because no one can hold him right now.
He's doing great. I mean, he's figured out how to score on offense. I think it might sound like I'm being sarcastic, but that's great for him. It's huge for his development to be able to score. But what else is he giving you? Did he have even 3 rebounds yesterday? What did he do yesterday besides his 31 points? He had 3 assists, 3 rebounds.
But I don't know. This is where I'm going to go Jim Park here. But this is where I think that the problem is they don't know what they want Kuminga to be. He needs to get, to me.
Sure.
To me, Chris, no. I think I'm not saying he can be a first or second option. I'm not saying superstar.
Okay.
Right? I'm saying that he can be a guy that maybe he messes around. It's an all-star here. He was 7, I believe.
He was so in the HB spot.
Yes, he was the same pick, and that's why HB clamped him up to end the game. Your boy on the T-Wolves, Jaden McDaniels.
Yes.
He can be Jaden McDaniels.
Okay. Jaden McDaniels.
Okay.
I just don't think, I mean, that's what I think he's.
But he could be a little bit better.
Sure.
He could be a little bit better. Yeah, come on, Chris.
I don't see it defensively. I just don't see to me, he's literally focused on the wrong thing. Like the fact that he's scoring so much tells me he doesn't get it. Like that's
not his fault though. You got Looney out there that can't score.
I think Draymond
can't score.
I think they've been trying to turn him into like a useful role player his entire career, and he has not bought into playing a role. He wants to be a scorer, which is fine. That's great.
But he can cook and he can defend.
They just traded Jordan Poole because all he wanted to do was cook. They need
Jordan Poole. No, come on now. You can't.
He's around Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. I think that they can use something besides scoring.
Klay Thompson's a brick right now. Draymond's a brick right now.
They can use some defense. They allowed the Kings to score 134.
He's guarding
more offense.
He's guarding the other team's best player.
I said he's a good point of attack defender. That's it. Again, like he's got
what do you call him? 6'9" Davion Mitchell?
That's exactly what I said.
Come on, Chris.
I literally said exactly that.
No, Chris. That's crazy.
Defensively, please. Davion Mitchell is honestly way better of an off-ball defender than Jonathan Kuminga. I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm
letting you know why he has been pulled in those moments. Why he's scoring points. That's good for him.
Okay,
but it doesn't mean that he is becoming a better overall basketball.
He is becoming a better overall basketball player. How could you say he's not?
He's being a better scorer.
Because he already had. Okay, Chris.
If he's not going to be a number 1 or 2 scorer, he's got to be a role player.
Yes, and he can. Yes, Chris, he can be. What are we? Brock Purdy,
an elite score though.
Okay, he
wants to be Michael Porter Jr.
No, maybe, but
like that's the role he wants to have it. Not in terms of shooting, Chris, but like he wants to score, and that's it.
On ball defending, you've already given him that.
Yeah,
scoring. I don't know where you're at with his scoring. You're confusing me with his scoring.
He can score around the rim. That's it. I mean, literally all of his shots come around the rim. He took 4 threes. He hit 2 of them yesterday. Good on him. I don't think anyone expects that from Jonathan Kuminga.
Chris.
31% this year from 3 on just under 4 attempts. Last year, 37% on just under 4. Rookie year, 33% on 4.5.
Chris, but this is a flip. This is turning into a flip. Again, they're asking him to do something else. First, they want him. I don't think that's on him.
But what I'm saying is his tools are like, it's great that he can score. Again, we see HB can score. That's great. That's awesome. But what they really need is for him to do other things because they have gaps
Chris?
Like defend, like be a good rotational defender, be a good team defender.
Yeah.
Maybe move the ball a little. Like I think that there's other
things.
They're
telling him to cook. They're telling him to cook.
Okay.
You want him to play hot potato with Draymond?
No, I just want him to get deflections. I want him to like be an active defender. I want him to draw a charge or two. Like
so
him to kick it out to the wing.
You wouldn't trade for him?
It depends what the value is, but yeah, I mean,
you wouldn't trade HB for Kaminga?
I would, because that's a good restart. It's a good that's
Huerter
a young
for
asset.
Kaminga.
Sure, yeah. I think the Kings need someone like Kuminga's things, but again, if he's going to be a scorer, the Kings don't need another scorer. If he's going to be a 6'8",
I don't think they know what he's going to be. I don't think they know what he's going to be.
But I think that's because Kuminga won't work with them.
But Chris, nobody could guard him last night.
Yeah.
Nobody could guard him last night.
Like as a secondary, Steph's not out. Like,
but
I don't think he can
be.
create his own shot. Also,
right.
like he's not creating any of his own.
All right,
he's getting to
Simone
the rim.
is saying we gotta go. Simone is saying we gotta go. When we get back, we will be joined by Jeff Ifrad, who will talk to us about the Lions. He is a host of a Lions podcast, Crunch Time with Jeff Ifrad and Booner. That is coming up next. And then we will break down the Niners and, of course, more Kings as they get ready for the Mavs tomorrow. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Stop BSing the people in this country.
Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
The Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration is back Sunday, February 4th at Thunder Valley Casino. Meet and greet the class of 2024. Matt Barnes, James Donaldson, Leon Lee, and Jamie Whitmore. Don't miss Sacramento's best sports night of the year. Food served between 6 and 7 p.m. Live entertainment with comedian Dennis Gaxiola. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration Sunday night, February 4th. All info, go to SacSportsHof.com.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo, with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. 2-day general admission tickets are on sale now, starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
The new year is here at Folsom Lake Kia. Shop my favorite dealer, Folsom Lake Kia, for low interest rates, low payment with 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia for over 25 years right here in Sacramento.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level free. For your free T-level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We are back, and we are joined by somebody in the great state of Michigan. Jeff Ifrad covers all things Detroit sports and host of the Crunch Time podcast with Jeff Ifrad and Boone. And you can find that podcast anywhere you find podcasts, also on YouTube. Jeff, thank you for joining us.
Stiles, Watkins, man, I appreciate you guys for having me, man. I'm fired up. It's the biggest week in my lifetime.
I was going to say, man, how does it feel? Let's just start there. We'll take a step back.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you? You can just let it all out.
Oh, it's special. It's so special. I mean, having to watch what I've had to watch with the amount of different head coaches, the amount of different GMs, ownership issues. And it seems like the last 3 years, what Dan, Brad, and Sheila have done, man, it's a breath of fresh air. And to be talking about the Lions in the postseason in January, I know, hey, you guys are used to this.
Yeah, I was like, we just went through this.
Hey, for me, this is foreign, and I can get used to it.
Yeah.
I can get used to it.
Well, let's just start here. Everybody is kind of on your side, right? And out here, it's Niners against the world, and I'm sure we'll get to your take on Brock Purdy. But how does it feel to, I guess, be that feel-good story? Where is it weird that even some Packers fans are rooting for the Lions? How does that feel as you get ready for the NFC Championship?
It's nice, man. I mean, it felt like the story all year was, the little engine that could. The Lions this year, 12-5, winning all the games they've won and being in the conversation, being one of the better NFC teams. It's getting to a point now, and they kind of went through this last week, where it went from you're the underdog consistently to you're supposed to beat the Buccaneers. Like, you're supposed to win these games. And it's no more like, hey, guys, it's the Lions. They're here. Like, no, they've arrived. And now you're one of the teams like the 49ers where you're just expected to win games. And it's been a fun adjustment for fans as well to be like, hey, we're supposed to beat this team. And now you're facing the biggest test by far this week in the 49ers, a team that I've been talking about all year. I think, that you guys and the Ravens, best team in football. I would argue you guys are the most complete team in football. So for the Lions to be on this stage, to have a shot against the 49ers, to advance to the Super Bowl, this is everything. Like, this is what you want for the Lions. A lot of young players, and by far the biggest test they faced this year besides the Ravens.
Jeff, I'm sure you've become well aware, but Jared Goff has a bad history, frankly, against the 49ers from his time in L.A. What about this Detroit situation gives you confidence that Jared, will get to the other side of the hump, if you will? Like, what makes this Lions situation possibly different than some of those other situations that he had in his time in L.A.?
No, it's a great question, because for me, when he first arrived, everybody figured, I called the man the Mackinac Bridge of quarterbacks. So when he first got here, I thought he was going to be the quarterback that gets us to the next quarterback.
Right.
But what's changed with Jared Goff to me, and why I've went away from, man, we can't pay this guy and hurt losing a Panay and Amon-Ra St. Brown, I've changed my tone on Goff, and the reason why is he's turning into a quarterback that you can win because of, which that was the biggest question with Jared Goff, right? Like, the Rams won games with him. He got to Detroit. He didn't look great, but now that this team's been built around him, right? The offensive line, to me, they're the best offensive line, one of the best in the NFL. If he's protected, if he has a run game, we've seen Jared Goff, he's playing point guard, and he's been playing at a high level. I mean, even against the Bucs, they struggled to run the football, and Jared still played lights out and no turnovers. For me, it was always judge this man by the postseason, and so far he's passed the test for me. So I'm over whether if the Lions should pay him or not. I just think you have to, where the Lions are as a franchise. You have stability at the quarterback position, right? Like, they have Hendon Hooker they drafted last year. I like Hendon a lot.
Yeah.
The worst thing for this fan base to do, for this team to do, for this fan base, is to get rid of Goff and regress potentially with Hendon Hooker. It would ruin everything they've built. So for Jared, to me, the difference is they're winning because of him, not just winning with him. That's everything.
Talking to Jeff Ifrad, he covers all things Detroit sports and host of the Crunch Time podcast with Jeff Ifrad and Boone. Jeff, the way you were discussing that, and the Kings had a big matchup, so it's a little bit confusing out here because you got the Kings and the Warriors, but then everybody roots for the Niners. The way you were discussing Jared Goff, Chris, am I crazy? Was it giving Harrison Barnes a little bit? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit,
right?
for sure, yes.
You don't know what you got until it's gone. You don't want to regress. So I'm seeing some parallels right there. Jeff, I mean, obviously you talked about it. You go from being the underdog to, you know what, you got Dan Campbell. You want to bite some kneecaps. I'm sure you're tired of hearing that joke as well. How do the Lions actually get this done, in your opinion?
So for me, the offense, they've been a consistent unit the last couple of years with Ben Johnson. They're one of the best in the league. So for me, offensively, they can compete with anybody. My worry, though, defensively, and it's been Lions fans' worry all year. It's not just, their ability to stop the run, because they've been excellent at that. It's their secondary. And I know you guys, if you've dove into the Lions secondary, it's been bad. We're giving up, at least 100 yards every single week to an opponent's number one wide receiver, but they're winning. And I don't know how they're doing it. It comes down to the red zone defense. But guys, like the 49ers, and you guys know this, efficient, the most efficient in the red zone. So that's a scary matchup. I think if the Lions are going to win this game, it's going to have to come down to what they do defensively, obviously putting pressure on Brock Purdy, but it's got to be containing Christian McCaffrey. And he's by far the hardest test they faced. They did a pretty good job against Kyren Williams, who I love and respect, and what he's done with the Rams. But they have to contain the run game, and they have to be good in the red zone defensively, because the Rams, their first three possessions, they scored in every possession, but they were forcing field goals and they weren't allowing touchdowns, which ultimately was the result. That's why they won by 1 point at the end of the game. So it comes down to that red zone defense, but it is on the road. And it is a different test. This isn't at Ford Field. So it's going to be hard. But to me, if they win, it's going to be because of what they do defensively. Because offensively, I have confidence that with this offensive line, with this run game, with the weapons, and how Ben Johnson and schemes things up, I think they'll be able to score points. But can they keep the 49ers out the end zone? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, Jeff, you mentioned Ben Johnson there, and it's crappy to ask before as the season's still going on, but it's just the reality of the situation. Coaching interviews are going on right now, and a big part of success, we dealt with it with the Kings. I mean, the Niners have had to deal with it for years now in the front office and with the coaching staff, just getting vultured by other teams. With success comes people trying to replicate what you have, and Ben Johnson, like you said, is one of the best offensive coordinators in the NFL. He's a young, really trendy name out there in the coaching circuit, but also Aaron Glenn on the defensive end has got his fair share of interviews. What's your confidence level that this thing can keep going even without Ben Johnson specifically, but as kind of guys get pulled from the Lions' successful season, what's your hope that the Lions can keep this thing going? Because you see the Packers are, they're surprising people with how well they played in the playoffs, and they seem like they might be up next.
Yeah, the NFC North is they're coming. They're young teams, but they're on their way. I'm a very vocal Ben Johnson simp. I love Ben Johnson with everything I got. That man is special. But the reality is, and you guys went through this, if you're a good organization, you're going to lose coaches. Like, that's just what you sign up for. Now, the difference with you guys is you have Kyle Shanahan, who's one of the best head coaches in the league, one of the best play callers. So even if a Mike McDaniel leaves, even if, guys leave around him, you still have the guy. You still have Kyle Shanahan. For us, even though I love Dan and people bring up the kneecap stuff and he's a meathead, and even though I think he's way smarter than people give him credit for, after Ben departs, because it's not when, it's if. It's not if, it's when. You're going to find out a lot about Dan Campbell, because I think he's a leader of men. He does a great job. But Ben Johnson, when he started calling plays, Jared Goff's play changed completely. And he looked like a very different quarterback. So that's going to be the biggest test. Lions fans have already kind of accepted he's going to leave eventually. Even with only 2 job openings, it's hard to not think that one of them is like, hey, we're going to wait on Ben Johnson. We're going to try and get him in here. But it's going to come down to, number one, who Dan Campbell replaces him with. Is it going to be somebody in-house that's been learning behind Ben Johnson, or do you go outside the organization? And can finally the Detroit Lions be an organization that produces head coaches? It just does not happen. It's never happened. Guys, it's the place where coaches go to die. And now hopefully, like a Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, we can start getting some head coaches out there like you guys have every near head coach in the NFL. So hopefully we can start doing that as well.
Yeah, Jared Goff, you saw him prior to Sean McVay, then you saw him with Sean McVay, and it was a completely different story. Same kind of idea here with Ben Johnson, as we talk to Jeff Ifrad, who covers all things Detroit sports and host of the Crunch Time podcast with Jeff Ifrad and Boone. All right, Jeff, before we get you out of here, we got to ask, you can pick with your head or pick with your heart. Give us a prediction and give us a score. I promise we won't boo you.
All right. So, and I'm going to be honest with you, fellas. I know Lions fans are going to hate me.
Yeah.
I think they fall short this weekend, the Lions. And that's just my opinion. I just don't think the run has been awesome, and I think the future is very bright. But the 49ers, you guys are in a win now mode. This is everything for you guys. You're trying to win this year. And I don't know if you saw the quote leaks, the Ravens and 49ers Super Bowl they got out there.
Right.
And I promise I have nothing to do with that, but I think the Niners get it done. I think the Lions keep it competitive. I'll go 30-23. I'll go with the 49ers, but the Lions, they're on their way, and they're going to keep building.
There you go, Jeff. Thank you so much for joining us. This was outstanding. I'd say good luck, but it's a little bit awkward. We kind of want to go to Vegas, but hopefully it's a great game. And the Lions, we wish them continued success besides this weekend. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for having me, man. Seriously, appreciate it. And good luck this weekend. Not too much luck, though. We got to get this one.
Same to you. Thank you, Jeff. That is Jeff Ifrad. He covers all things Detroit sports and host of the Crunch Time podcast with Jeff Ifrad and Boone. Got to get to a break. When we get back, I had a story yesterday about something that happened. Chris might one-up me with this story whatever happened to him in the Bay. If you haven't been listening since the beginning of the show, Chris had to tell the morning show and the morning show producer. So I stepped out of the room. So I am hearing the story live with you because I want to react on air to whatever the heck happened last night in San Francisco. We also discussed De'Aaron Fox. You want the De'Aaron Fox ones? Well, they're coming out this fall. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFC Championship game featuring the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. Sunday at 3:30 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by EB Stone. EB Stone, for the life of your garden. The red and gold are breathing a sigh of relief at the moment, narrowly escaping Green Bay 24-21 in the NFC Divisional Round. Quarterback Brock Purdy struggled for much of the contest, but delivered the come-from-behind drive to propel the 49ers to victory. San Francisco is more so concerned about the health wide receiver Deebo Samuel, dealing with a shoulder injury heading into championship weekend. The 49ers will need every man possible with the trip to the big game on the line, needing to get past Detroit first.
Welcome the new year with EB Stone, your go-to for indoor gardening success. In 2024, enrich your indoor oasis with EB Stone's Indoor Potting Mix, our best premium blend crafted for vibrant growth. Explore our comprehensive range from soil amendments to fertilizers and find everything your indoor garden craves. Nurture new beginnings, cultivate lush landscapes, and witness your dreams unfold. Cheers to a green and thriving new year with EB Stone, the heartbeat of your indoor garden success. Find a location near you for our products and tips at ebstone.org.
We all make resolutions this time of year, and let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
This weekend is championship weekend on Sactown Sports as Baltimore plays Kansas City at noon on Sunday and San Francisco takes on Detroit at 3:30. Championship weekend. Brought to you by Elk Grove Kia and RC Willey Home Furnishings. Your home, your way.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let's fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $67. Plumbing, sewer, electric, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Thank you again to Jeff Ifrad, who covers all things Detroit sports and host of the Crunch Time podcast with Jeff Ifrad and Boone. Jeff kept it real. He's got the Niners. What did he have them? 30-23. And I believe the line last time I checked was 7.5. So
that sounds about right then.
Do what you need to do at your own will, right?
1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, right. Chris and I will give our picks before the show is over. We have something here from Lions DC Aaron Glenn on Brock Purdy. Just from watching the tape, he's highly competitive. He understands that it's not about him. It's about the masses of the whole team. He understands he has really good players around him, and his job is to deliver the ball to those good players, and he's doing it at a very, very high level. You see that once he hits his back foot, that ball is out. So he understands timing. When you have that, and listen, I'm not comparing him to Joe Montana, but you see those traits as far as once he hits the back foot, the ball is out. A lot of offensive coordinators and quarterback coaches like that because of the timing. He fits that system very well, and he's doing a really good job at it.
Okay. Yeah. I think we can live with that, right?
I mean, you definitely got to live with it. It reminds me of
Joe Montana comp. Little light Joe
he
Montana
said this, it's similar. It reminds me of
shades of.
There was somebody, I think it was once, it was after the Ravens game, I believe, after they the Niners lost, right? And those picks that weren't Brock's fault, according to what I was told. And it was the term that Brock is a spot thrower. Mm-hmm. And even last game, I think that LaFleur, I'm not saying that there's a book out on Brock because I don't think there can be a book out on Brock.
Shout out Patrick Peterson.
I don't think there can be a book out on Brock if he continues to make throws because of Kyle Shanahan. That's how I feel. Because if you are a spot thrower who can deliver the football, the defense isn't really trying to beat you unless they pressure you, right? It's about you missing
your spot
and throwing that timing off. Because if you're hitting your spot based on Kyle Shanahan scheming that spot, good luck, right? So you
just got to really be confident in your timing as a defender.
Yes, and that's what the Ravens essentially did, and the Ravens with Brock, who's not terribly undersized, but he's not oversized by any stretch of the imagination, got hands in the passing lanes and batted balls down. And the more I think about that Packers game, it was a really bizarre game.
It was really weird. Yeah. I mean, and then you throw the rain on top of it as well. It just felt like they never really got into the rhythm that they wanted to get into. It was definitely not played at, obviously the game script probably didn't go the way that they wanted it to, but the important thing is they survived and advanced. And as Jeff put it there, I don't think that the Lions will present nearly the same challenge that the Packers did, because I think you even said earlier in the week, it's a great point with the Packers being so young. I mean, what are young defenses going to do? They're going to fly around. They're going to fly around all over the place. And I can't see this Lions defense being nearly as active and making plays. If anything, I could see them thinking that they are in a good position and then ultimately putting themselves in a worse position. Like they're that bad of a defense.
Yeah, they're going to have to take some chances,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely,
and they're
right.
probably going to get
risks.
burned.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
And they're probably not going to work out.
No, they're probably going to get burned. All right. We had
Okay.
it was a continue, and I don't even know if this is wet blanket per se. This is
It's
just a
definitely
great
not.
It's a great story from Chris. Like I said, I have not heard the story. I am incredibly excited.
Yes.
I'm going to turn my mic off and simply listen to what
Yes.
happened. So what the heck happened, man?
It
What
was
happened?
hilarious. It was quite a time. And Frankie got a new nickname out of it. So you're definitely going to want to wait for that one. So we park, Colton, by the way, Chase Center parking is a joke, as in it does not exist. There is no parking dedicated for Chase Center. So saying that to say we had to park off-site. I will also say I'm not going to give the exact location to which we park because I don't want it out there and having everybody park there. And I don't want to potentially ruin that being a future spot for us.
Great.
I will say that this spot is located near a general public facility that if anything was going wrong, that public facility would definitely be able to take care of any situation. So I say all that to say the game is over. Harrison Barnes, 39 points. We're losing our mind. Me, Frankie, and Brendan walk into the car to go back to Sac. And this is about, 11 o'clock or so. So we're walking. It's in a parking garage. We walk to the parking garage, walk up to the entrance of the garage. There's, the elevator and the stairs are to our right. Elevator's right in front of us. A woman comes from in front of the elevator. It looked like she was just talking with somebody, maybe possibly was with somebody, but walks over straight to us and asks us, hey, can I use one of your guys' phones? Already a situation where nobody wants to, even if this person has the best of intentions, even if they're in a nun outfit, like I don't really want to give anybody my phone. So as all of these things are going through my head, I'm trying to think, how do I get out of there? Our guy, Frankie Cardicelli, Franco Cardo, so quick. This dude got it. He says, yeah, no, we have company phones. Sorry, we can't like loan them out. We can't have random people using them. As he says it, the second Frankie is done talking, he darts for those stairs. The stairs are on our right. This woman's coming from the elevator. Frankie darts, like beeline right for the stairs. She didn't like that. She definitely did not like that. She felt like we were kind of blowing her off a bit. And, there's possibilities that she was slightly unstable.
Sure.
And you'll figure out more about that in a second. So Frankie darts for the stairs. Me and Brendan are still kind of a bit like, now do we have to have an excuse or should we just kind of follow Frankie?
Right.
Frank starts kind of putting some hustle in it because he's trying to, get away from the situation. Me and Brendan are about 5 steps back. We start walking up the stairs and she starts following us. She starts following us up the stairs. The entire time she's like, you're such a first off, as Frank's walking up, she's like, oh, is he your dictator? Is he your dictator? And I'm just like, I don't know what to say to that. So I just keep it pushing. And she's like, this dweeb is your dictator? Tell your dweeb friend you're just going to go listen to him? Okay. Oh. She then starts, as we continue to go, we're on the 4th floor. So we continue to go up and around these steps. Frank is at this point, he's skipping steps. He's way ahead of us. I'm taking my time because I am like, she's right behind me. I'm like, if I start running or like going with pace, I don't want her to chase us. I don't want this to get escalated at all. So I'm chilling. I'm taking step by step. She's berating Frank, dweeb, insinuating, she's throwing some accusations out there, and just letting Frankie have it. And all I'm telling her is, you're really not helping your case. Like you're not.
You
like,
said that to her.
Yeah, I did. I said that to her.
You said that to her.
And she was like, and then we finally get to the 4th floor. She's still right behind me. She's like, I'm like, give me your phone. Are you serious? Like, again, I need help. And I'm like, look, we just walked up 4 flights of stairs and you're just now saying you need help. You have not once said what exactly this help is for. And again, I cannot stress there is a very public place that she could have gone if she really needed to make a phone call and this was an actual emergency. You have no idea what's going on in San Francisco. You don't know if it's someone trying to steal your phone and just run off. I was like, I don't know if there's about to be somebody else who comes around a corner or something like that. So Frank goes in the car. He locks the door, puts Frankie's there so fast. Like by the time me and Brendan get to the floor we're on, Frankie's already in the vehicle. She's still behind us. So as me and Brendan walk to our car, she kind of gives up a bit, walks off. I'm going to have to speed up the story a little bit. Point is, we get in the car. Brendan doesn't quite have the right sense of urgency. He thinks she's gone. Brendan starts the car up. She hears it, turns back around, runs up to Brendan's car, slaps the windows, drags it. Again, I think she said, you look like a girl. It was talking to Frankie. Frankie was just getting absolutely abused. Shout out my guy, Frankie, but just getting railed, abused. This woman slaps on Brendan's windows, streaks all over the car, just continuing to yell at Frankie. She chases our car. We go up just to get away from her, not towards the exit. We think she's going to hide. She just waits there. She literally waits in the middle of the parking garage so we can't get around her.
Right.
We turn around, head towards the exit. She's standing right in the middle. She's like, she looks like Joker in Dark Knight. She's like, hit me.
Oh, no.
Like, this is not going to end well. So thankfully, Brendan just kind of skirts by her a bit. She gets one last slap on the door. We thankfully get out of there. But long story short, it was wild. And our guy Frankie, the dweeb of the century, just got absolutely verbally abused.
Is that his new nickname?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the dweeb. Yeah.
I would have hit her with the.
Wow.
HB got people acting different out there.
That's
HB scores 39
crazy.
once, and she was like, give me a phone. Like, I need to call somebody.
Nuts.
Okay, there's no way this man just dropped 39 in San Francisco.
The full moon, you guys. The full
Telling you,
moon.
yeah, the werewolves are out. I'm telling you.
That is insane.
It was nuts. It was a little nuts. There was no security
Because
in the
I
garage
bet
or nothing.
because you're not necessarily scared.
I was about to yell help. I told him I was going to yell
help.
Like, it was going to be a little bit of a joke, but also it was, I mean, like,
never
it would
know
have
when
been pretty
somebody
funny to see, like, three guys, this woman chasing us upstairs.
Right, you'd
and
get all
I'm the
get
one
clowned.
yelling.
You'd all get clapped. You'd
Must
all
be
get
I'm like
nice.
the biggest.
Must be nice.
I'm the biggest
I'll
guy
pay
of
for this
Frankie,
damn right
Brendan,
now.
all of them, and I'm the one
No,
yelling
you can't.
help.
No, you can't yell help. That's crazy.
It was wild. It was definitely wild. We did have to stop at a gas station, so we did get Brendan's car all cleaned up. But she was adamant about that phone call, and I hope no one else had to get chased up and down the garage. It was
no rules were broken.
None were. But I was definitely thinking, like, if this is about to not go down, but like if something goes wrong, she got a pocket knife or something. Like, what am I done?
What if she just slits the tires or calling me, Alan, come get me?
There was a lot of things going through my head at that
insane.
time. And, so thankfully we made it back. I think we got home 1:15, 1:30.
Well, you probably booked it. I was just waiting for she finds a car.
No, thankfully she did not.
She
but
finds
like
a car,
as she
she's
was in the
following
middle,
you.
I was like, definitely again, the thought crossed my mind of because she was kind of like waving us like the people at the airport who are waving the planes in. I was like, is there we about to turn the corner and someone's gonna be there again? Like I was like, I don't because she was clearly losing her mind at that point. I didn't know what to expect, and I was like, we might not make it back home.
Wow, Simone, put it on the poll. Will you let a stranger borrow your phone?
No, and this is why you just don't. Shout out Frankie, who was just
the
he
dictator,
could not have been
the
more ready.
dweeb dictator,
The dweeb
Frankie.
dictator.
Wow, that is outstanding. That is not what I thought the story was going to be, but it checks out. Unfortunately, that checks out. Shout out San Francisco. All right,
just
gotta get to a break. When we get back, Chris asked the questions: why do the schedule makers hate the Kings? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper, also known as Drapes, here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. That's where I got my gorgeous black-on-black EQS SUV. I'll be honest, it's the most stunning car I've ever owned, and let me tell you why I love it. First of all, the minute you step inside, you feel like you're driving a luxury vehicle. Plus, I love the onboard navigation system, and I tell you what, my kids just love the front seat and rear seat heating option. You know how it is up here in Northern California. You got to have that during the winter, And of course, during the summer, you got to have seat cooling. Well, my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV has that as well. Go see my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They believe, guys, that when you buy the world's finest car, it should be an experience you'll never forget. It's the greatest car shopping experience I've ever had. They were tremendous. The ease of buying, they just made it super simple. It's just 30 minutes from Sacramento, right off of I-5. And of course, you can always go online at mbofstockton.com.
The power's out at our house. Coffee table. But since our family has storm-ready Wi-Fi from Xfinity, we can stream or game in the dark, as I try and feel around for a seat. Here we go. Oh, who moved the couch?
Get storm-ready Wi-Fi only from Xfinity, so you can stay connected for up to 4 hours, even when the power goes out. Restrictions apply. Limited to customers within range of 4G, LTE, cellular signal speeds reduced to 30/7 megabits per second. Actual speeds vary. Learn more at xfinity.com/stormready.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
The Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration is back Sunday, February 4th at Thunder Valley Casino. Meet and greet the class of 2024. Matt Barnes, James Donaldson, Leon Lee, and Jamie Whitmore. Don't miss Sacramento's best sports night of the year. Food served between 6 and 7 p.m. Live entertainment with comedian Dennis Gaxiola. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration Sunday night, February 4th. All info, go to SacSportsHOF.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
On the putting green, when someone doesn't get their putt to the hole, someone else is bound to say, "Hit it, Alice." But who is Alice, and what did she do to get immortalized in a golf insult? Well, it turns out that Alice isn't a she, Alice is a he. It's Alice as in the late Peter Alice, the famous English golf broadcaster. He was a pretty good touring professional, and at the 1963 Ryder Cup, Alice played Arnold Palmer and Tony Lima, having with Lima and beating Palmer. At some point in that match, Alice, for whom putting was not a strength, badly missed a 3-foot putt. Someone in the gallery yelled out, "Nice putt, Alice." Alice explained that the BBC, where he did golf commentary, played a large part in burning the phrase into public consciousness. "I was never renowned for putting," he explained, "therefore I was an easy target for British comedy programs." Alice later gave golf lessons to Sean Connery for his match as James Bond in Goldfinger. So the next time you utter, "Hit it, Alice," just remember Peter Alice. May he rest in peace. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
916 on the Folsom Lake Honda text line. Big old LOL. What a story from Chris Watkins. Yeah, that's something else. That's how the Bay gets down. I told you, Keith Lee.
Yeah,
I mean, the Bay.
A lot of personality out there.
A lot of they do not care.
A lot of
they do not care. Bart, I've definitely gotten on Bart. I've gotten the "Can I borrow your phone?" and I just hit him with the, "I got low battery," because
yeah. Well, that's kind of what was tough about what Frankie
you learned, right?
It like,
yeah, company phone.
And then I think Brendan told after, he was like, same company. And like,
you're
because it's like if somebody,
it's not a lie.
And then what am I? My phone's the dead one.
Wow.
It's just like if you say your phone's dead, you're kind of putting in the next people oh, so your phone's dead. Oh, everybody's phone's dead.
Everybody's phone, but I don't care.
Yeah, I
don't care. And a lot of times, at first it'll start out, hey, bro, what's the time? What time is it?
What time you got?
And I say, oh, it's whatever it is. Hey, can I borrow your phone? Oh, I'm sorry.
This must be, I don't think people ask me to borrow my phone. What's wrong with me and my phone?
Well,
no one
careful
asked.
what you wish for. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. Somebody say, "Hey, Simone, can I borrow your phone?"
No one asked to borrow. No one comes up to me and asks if I could borrow your phone.
Simone has put it on the poll on the Sac chat. Are you letting a stranger borrow your phone for help after HB has a career night under a full moon? 12% right now. Yes, I got unlimited minutes, shorty. I wish I had the same trust that you have.
Yeah, no way. There's no way.
I wish.
There's trolling.
You have to be trolling there.
No, I'm not giving my
so bold. And so many of us have smartphones and it's so expensive and find my iPhone I could never.
Do you think if I would have said, sorry, I have an Android, would she have been like, ugh?
What? You gotta stop the green bubbles. I don't need it.
I said a phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had one. This is me in, I think it was freshman year. And we're on BART. I don't know what we're doing on BART, but me and a buddy. And, it's just these guys, we're kind of looking at us and we're just like, I don't really like this.
I don't like that. Yeah.
We're on BART, right? And we're like in the
confined spaces
or whatever. And we just hear him talking. And he says, hey, man, because if on BART, there's multiple. There are more doors than actual train doors. There's more opening doors than cars in the train. Yeah. So you could get off. You could think you're getting into a different car, but it's the same car you just left.
Oh, gotcha. Yes. Yeah.
So it's me and him chilling, and these two dudes were just kind of looking at us a little bit too much. Right. And I didn't even rock Jordans back then, but maybe I had on some Lacoste. I don't know what's going on. And this dude is like, hey, man, we can hear them talking. And he's like, hey, man, get your biscuit. Hey, get your biscuit, bro. And I turned to my friend. I'm like, hey, man, what is a biscuit? He's like, I'm pretty sure it's a gun. So we get to a stop. We get off the train. We're so dumb. We get off, go through the other door, and get back through another door. It's the same car. So we're just further away from them on the same car.
Guess in a way, it's still
moron.
And I'm like, dang it! I thought we. Yeah. Luckily, they did not whip out the biscuit, but yeah, it's real out in the bay.
It's definitely real out there. And,
yeah, man. I'm glad you guys were okay. I'm glad Dictator Dweeb Frankie, took care of you guys. And it's crazy because so he wasn't driving. So did he have the keys or did Brendan unlock the car?
I guess Brendan unlocked the car. I did not put that together at all. But Frankie was hustling. No, yeah, he was in the back seat too. He was.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he went prone back there. And I think it was my fault that she saw us because I made direct eye. As I was like, all right, are we good? I made direct eye contact with her and she just beeline for the car.
Wow.
And the problem is she smacked the window side that I was on.
Right.
And I was like, again, am I going to have to
like closed fist, open fist? What are we talking about?
No, she slapped.
Okay,
she slapped it. But, people in the Bay are masters at smashing those windows. I don't know.
They are. You will get bipped. Okay. Patrick Donaldson, what if you go to your car after work and she is standing at the driver's door?
No, we joked about that she was just hanging on the undercarriage of the car the whole ride home. And we were just going to get to the station. And
situation.
When she slapped it, she put a tracker on it. So I would be careful.
She definitely left some DNA prints. 1,000%.
She's got the scent. So
and of course, Frankie was like, the windows all smudged, and he's like, see, would you want that on your phone? I was like, bro, that is
no, we had much higher worries. We had much deeper worries.
I'm so unconcerned about smears on my phone right now.
Wow, no, that's Frankie. Yeah, the dweeb, the dictator, and also the germaphobe.
Germaphobe.
As we get back to why these schedule makers hate the Kings, let's see here, Chris.
Yeah. I just saw this tweet too, so it's a little interesting here.
Okay,
the Kings are the only team that falls into each of these three buckets. This is from at Crumble Jumper, who does these lists all the time with tons of different sports and college and pros and all that stuff. This is about scheduling and difficult scheduling. The NBA has always done a good job. Well, I shouldn't say always done a good job. They're trying to be better at eliminating back-to-backs and making travel as easy as possible. But of course, there's always going to be teams that end up getting the short end of the stick, and that's what this graphic is meant to highlight. Back-to-backs, the Kings, again, are the only team that falls into all three of these buckets. 2 games on consecutive nights. The Kings have the third most back-to-backs of any team in the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks and the Washington Wizards have the most. In terms of rest advantage, which is 2+ days less than your other opponents, the Kings are, again, third in rest advantage days, as in they have the least amount of rest advantages, or they have the most rest disadvantages. And long road trips, the Kings are tied for 4th when it comes to long road trips, which is traveling for 5+ games in a row. Again, the Kings are the only team that falls in all 3 buckets of back-to-backs, being at rest disadvantage, and having long road trips when it comes to the rest of the season. And this is over this actually not just this season. This is over the past 10 years, 10 NBA seasons in general. So they've always gotten the short end of the stick.
Wow. As they embark on their longest road trip of the season.
Right, 7 games.
And they're on it right now. This is from the 503. Manny from the Sac Chat. After this win, moving forward, how do you think our Kings will do in this next 6-game road trip? It's starting to look good for us. Shout out Manny Too Legit in the Sac Chat as always. I mean, you got to feel better about it, right? Are the Kings, have they turned a corner? I'm looking here, this Mavericks game, when we did this a couple nights ago before they played the Warriors, we had them, if you want to have a winning record, you almost have to beat the Mavs. Now, the Heat did not look good. The Heat are struggling. They have the Mavs, then the Grizzlies, and we think that they're going to take care of business against the Grizzlies. The Heat didn't look good, and that was one of the ones we thought, okay, maybe you lose there. But you know how the Heat, it's always going to be tough. You're in Miami.
The Miami flu.
It's a Wednesday, though. It's a Wednesday. It's a little bit safer. And then you're in Chicago for your Saturday. The back-to-back is the Pacers and the Bulls. So if you're looking at their 1-0 right now, you take care of business against the Mavs, and then you have to beat the Grizzlies. That's 3 wins already, as this thing, no disrespect to the Mavericks, gets a little bit tougher. That's your 3-0 now. No, but here's the thing. Honestly, you can swap this with Halliburton. I believe he probably won't play. It sounds like he came back too early.
Right, yeah.
Right, so if you lose to the Mavericks, now you're 2-1. You lose to the Heat, you're 2-2. You beat the Pacers because they don't have Halliburton, even though Siakam has looked great. But I believe the Pacers have dropped about 3-4 games since the trade. Now you're 3-2, right? All you have to do is get either the Bulls, who are in a trade windstorm. Honestly, the Bulls might have a completely different story or a completely different roster or team by the time you get there, and you go 4-3. And 4-3, you got to live with for the longest road trip of the season. And maybe they Super Bowl out and they go 6-1 if they're able to. Or sorry, they go 5-2. If they lose to the Heat and you get the Bulls and the Cavs, you can go 5-2. Or you lose to either the Bulls or the Cavs, but you get the Pacers 5-2.
Right. No, I got you. I think that to me the goal of the road trip should just be get a winning record, like you said. If you can go 4-3, I think that's a win. It's the longest road trip of the year. Those things matter. Especially the middle and the back end, it's just really tough to kind of keep the juices going. And, you get to the point where it's the cliche of, I don't even know what city I woke up in. You were in Dallas yesterday, and now you're going to,
woke up in Detroit, flew to Paris.
Some light. That's about to be, cities. I was like, that's Paris. But I think that should be the goal. Is be above 500 on the road trip. If you can try and sneak out a game that you're not supposed to win, maybe like an at Miami or even Cleveland. Like Cleveland has definitely played a whole lot better, surprisingly, without Jared Allen without Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. But if you can beat Cleveland, who frankly the Kings have had Cleveland's number, I think they've beaten them 3 straight times now. That's a really, really successful road trip coming after your worst stint of basketball all year with a 4-game losing trip. So it would be great if the Kings could surprise us on this road trip. But if you're Mike Brown and you're being realistic, you're probably telling your team, let's make this a business trip. Let's get a above 500 record, and let's try and not coast into the All-Star break, but as the All-Star break's around the corner, let's leave it all out there, you know?
Yeah, I think if you are Mike Brown, in your mind, you're okay with 4-3 because you have to be, because it's your longest road trip of the season. But you feel, and look, you got some get back because the last road trip you went on, you tricked off some games where you felt like you could have went 4-1.
What they say, I think, 4-1 or 5. Well, yeah, they're
right. So maybe you say, hey, it's time for some get back. We got to make up ground, and maybe outwardly, I will be very happy with 4-3. But let's be honest here. You know, the Mavs is going to be a tough game, but you do get the Grizzlies.
All gettable.
You have Terry Rozier, who the Heat are still trying to figure out things. The Pacers, obviously, they won't have Halliburton. You owe them something. Honestly, yeah. If you can lose 2 games. If you get Grizzlies, Pacers, Bulls, and either the Cavs, the Mavericks, or the Heat, that's 5-2. That's 5-2,
really
and that is a really good road trip. But of course, we would all take 4-3.
Real quick, I'm looking here because I was looking at the schedule via ESPN, and they have ticket prices here. Insane on this road trip.
Oh, no.
You could see the Sacramento Kings play the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis right now on I'm looking at a ticket website right now, and there is, I'll just say there's more than one ticket at this price.
Let me guess.
Yeah, this is in Memphis. Let me see what day of the week. Maybe that helps.
I think you're asking
Memphis
because it's
on a
under,
Monday.
I think you're asking because it's under 10.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say $8.
I'm feeling a 6. I will say, I'll say 16 then. I'm gonna not go with original 6. I'll go with 16.
I'm going 8.
Y'all are loaded. I am seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different pairs of tickets going for $2.
No.
In the section 230, 232, 216, 232, 205, 216, 201, 217, and you can actually get a terrace level for $2 as well.
What that trick, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you can also see Cleveland, $4, section 201 and section 230 for $4.
Wow.
At the Q.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great. All that's telling me is that home court advantage, Kings, you better take advantage because they won't have much of one. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, more Niners, more Kings, 1:30, we got Prop Talk. Stiles and Watkins and Dog segment, Sactown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo, with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. 2-day general admission tickets are on sale now, starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
The All-Star starters have been announced. For the East and the West, here we go. For the East, Giannis, the Capitan, captain of Wisconsin and also captain of the All-Star team. Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, and Dame Lillard. For the West, LeBron James, Capitan, Kevin Durant, Jokic, Doncic, and your boy Shea.
Yeah, that's interesting. Shea's definitely I wouldn't call it a surprise, but I think we were in Warrior Land yesterday, but this is the first time a healthy Steph Curry hasn't been named a starter. I think they said since 2013.
Yeah, long time.
Been a really long time, and maybe it's a little bit of a sign of the changing of the guard, if you will, where it's these new young cats, the Sheas, the Foxes, the Lucas, the Jaws of the world. Could be their time to start putting on.
Yeah, and I guess that's the biggest surprise. And I don't know if you saw people roasting Shea and saying, here are the Shea highlights instead of Steph Curry, and it was just him at the free throw line. It was just a compilation of him taking free throws.
I definitely did not see that.
Yeah, it is one of those things where and by the way, getting back to De'Aaron Fox, as we talked about, hey, he's one of those guys who doesn't have a thing, right? And we say Shea doesn't really have a thing either, but he's really cool and he's on Instagram.
Style is probably his thing.
Exactly. De'Aaron Fox turned up last night in terms of, and we can find some Fast and Furious sound. He hit the NOS button multiple times. He was zooming.
Did you see after, I don't know if they showed it on TV, but after he got the steal or the poke away of Steph at the end?
Oh, tried the 360. I mean,
that was crazy. He's healthy, y'all. He's healthy.
He's healthy now. And I thought it was hilarious. I didn't see any Warriors fans or anybody complain about it. I saw Warriors players kind of watching him do it, but obviously he was just kind of messing around. But I was hoping that somebody did get annoyed because that was a very Steph Curry thing for him.
It sure was, wasn't it?
It was extremely Steph Curry of him. The little
doesn't feel so good.
360. No. And then he just runs away all whimsical. He's not the only. Steph isn't the only one that plays with joy.
Yeah.
Okay. We play with joy over here too. Dang it. A lot of joy. But not an all-star starter. And is there time, Chris, for him to play himself back in logistically?
I don't think so. I think it's just tough with the amount of guards that are out there. We still got to get Steph in there. We got to get Anthony Edwards in there. There's Devin Booker that you could maybe put in there. Let's see here. Let's look at some logos. Let's see. You could put James Harden in there. And that's really about it. If you want to put Kyrie Irving in there, you can put Kyrie in there, but it's a little bit tougher for De'Aaron. I think yesterday definitely helps his all-star case, though I would imagine the player, is it the players or the coaches? I think it's the coaches that decide the rest of the roster. I would imagine that most of them already put their votes in. So I don't know if anything that happens in these next weeks. I don't know if Harrison Barnes, unfortunately, is going to be an all-star because his 2 30-point games came a little late. So I think we're probably only going to get Sabonis. If I had to imagine, with the Kings being a 6 seed too, it's tough to justify the Kings having the most Western Conference all-stars of any other team.
Right.
Or I know the Lakers will.
You thought that
no problem.
You thought that there were only 2 snubs on the court last night, 2 all-star snubs.
Three
of them with Harrison Barnes and what he was able to do. All right,
all-star.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, prop talk. We're doing, Kings. We can do Kings and Niners, a little bit of prop talk, and also our dogs.
Join us for Championship Sunday as the Ravens host the Chiefs at noon and the Lions battle the 49ers at 3:30. The NFC and AFC Championship heard right here on your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Increasing high cloud cover today. Still a mild day with temperatures warming into the low 60s. Expect light winds and more cloud cover as we head into Saturday with a chance for some rain north of Sacramento. Get the latest latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The new year is here at Folsom Lake Kia. Shop my favorite dealer, Folsom Lake Kia, for low interest rates, low payment with 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia for over 25 years right here in Sacramento.
Have you ever envisioned having $500,000 in advertising to conquer the remodel market, but felt overwhelmed at the thought of going it alone? Now you don't have to. Join Subcontractors United and share your advertising with 2 other contractors in your trade. Get $500,000 in advertising for only $1,042 a month. We are so sure this will work that we're giving away free advertising until June 2024 to qualified contractors. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, 2-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center this weekend. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Great Clips. Visit monsterjam.com today.
This weekend is championship weekend on Sactown Sports as Baltimore plays Kansas City at noon on Sunday and San Francisco takes on Detroit at 3:30. Championship weekend. Brought to you by Elk Grove Kia and R.C. Willey Home Furnishings. Your home, your way. This weekend is championship weekend on Sactown Sports as Baltimore plays Kansas City at noon on Sunday and San Francisco takes on Detroit at 3:30. Championship weekend. Brought to you by Elk Grove Kia and R.C. Willey Home Furnishings. Your home, your way.
It's time to buck up Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Get your tickets for a weekend of non-stop bucking action this February 2nd through 4th.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Live and local. Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
Time for some prop talk as we get you ready. And I guess if we have time, we can do picks too. I mean, there's only 2 picks to make.
Yeah.
You can start off with the picks.
You can do it during crosstalk too.
Yeah, we'll do it during crosstalk.
They might be doing it during their show.
Yeah, don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to step on them.
You got to hang around. Well, let's do ours now. I got the Niners.
Okay.
think if the line is 7.5, honestly, I'm really torn on whether they cover or not.
Yeah.
Because 7.5 is part of me thinks the Niners are going to beat the brakes off the Lions.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks the Niners mess around and there are a couple corner blitzes that throws Brock off and they're able to just hang around. So I'm going to say Niners win, but they don't cover. And I have no clue what to do with Chiefs, Ravens. I don't. So let's talk Niners because I can't. I can come back to me.
Let's process that. I'm with you, big dog. I'm with you. I'm going to hopscotch over Chris here and definitely say that I'm with you, big dog. I think that it's going to be a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
And with the Debo of it all, I know we're going to have the rain situated this time, but I think it's going to be a 49ers win. They won't cover.
There you go. Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Niners are going to roll. I feel like 30 is I mean, it's usually a guarantee when they're rolling. 30 points seems like the number they hit. What Jeff said earlier, 30 to 23.
30 to 23.
That covers. I'll say 30 to 20. And I'll just say that there's a kick that the Lions need to hit in order to make it a one-possession game, and they just don't. Then the Niners run out the clock.
Wow. There you go. This is where it gets spicy here. And Ravens-Chiefs spread is 4. Ravens.
Ravens are favored, yeah.
Ravens are favored. Look, we know
Baltimore.
Mahomes is the best quarterback. I'm going to go with the Ravens only because the same reason I said it about Josh Allen. If you don't beat Patrick Mahomes this season, I just don't know if you're ever going to beat Patrick Mahomes. Definitely don't think the Ravens cover. I think it's a barn burner. I think it's a really close game. Ravens to win, but Chiefs cover.
I don't really have many good thoughts because I'm pretty confused by this. Not confused, but just I'm very unsure of how this game's going to go. I don't believe in the Chiefs pass catchers at all. Ravens are getting Mark Andrews back. I'm kind of talking through it right now. You know what? Just give me the Chiefs. Just do it.
I did not think you were going in that direction.
Find a way. Yeah, a little bit of Lee Corso there.
Yeah.
Give
me that helmet.
Get out of here. Put down the Chiefs.
I'm disgusted. My full heart is rooting for Lamar. Please get it done. Please, Lamar.
Why?
If you hear me, please get it done.
Are you on the Taylor Swift thing?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be annoying. Yeah. It's going to be awful. I don't need all of this and this back at home.
Yeah, Kyle still has, for those listening,
terrible,
Kyle
dude.
still
Please,
has
I'm begging you, Lamar. Please get it done this weekend.
Look, if I'm able to run into T Swizzle in Vegas, the clout would be on another level. You never know, Radio Row. We got
That's
connections.
true, I guess.
We got connections here at Sactown Sports. We know
Crazier
how to get
things
it done.
have happened.
All right, let's get into prop talk here.
Let's do it.
I'll go first. I am a bit conflicted with some of these situations. Brandon Ayuk, 77.5 receiving yards. That feels like
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Even though Jeff did say during our interview with him, he said the Lions have been giving up 100 yards to number one receivers left and right. I guess it's really just a question of who do you think is going to be the Niners' number one receiver?
Right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it could be Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Definitely could be Kittle. I'd be surprised if it's Debo, but I would say Ayuk's probably the number one guess, which is why that number is so high.
Yeah, George Kittle at 61.5. So
that's a lot, too.
That's a lot, too. But he'll get that. I feel like he'll get that in about 3 catches.
Right. Well, that's what you got to bank on, though.
Yeah. So I think – and then you have Christian McCaffrey at 86.5 rushing yards. Obviously,
That's
we
a lot,
know that Christian McCaffrey – that the one thing the Lions do have is that rushing defense. But I'm going to flip it here. Sometimes it's too obvious. I think that Kyle Shanahan, I think teams are going to outthink themselves. And I think I am going to go with Christian McCaffrey over 86.5 rushing yards. I think that they stick to the plan. You ride Trent Williams, and I think everybody, just because you have I think because of the balance, the Lions won't be able to stack the box or anything like that. And maybe Ayuk gets to about 50. I don't know. Maybe he gets his 70, but I think they run away with this thing and Christian McCaffrey fries the clock. So I'm going over 86.5 rushing yards.
What do you got, Chris?
Sounds a lot like Kyle Shanahan there. Yeah, right. I mean, do the thing that everybody's like, you probably should. You should probably do everything except for run the ball, because that's actually the one thing the Lions are good at. And Kyle's like, did you say run the ball? Okay, say less, please. Though Kyle usually doesn't like.
But he did the opposite last week, so I think
he did the opposite in that Super Bowl too.
Exactly.
Jeez. Mine's gonna go. I'm gonna go over here, and this number's a little confusing. Brock Purdy over 30.5 pass attempts. He had 40 last week in the rain. And I think the Lions, even though we just kind of talked about it, I think Kyle's going to try and beat them with the pass. Again, it makes more sense to try and attack them. That's where they're weak. So even if it's not deep balls, even if it's just, let's get McCaffrey some screens instead of handing the ball off to him, I got to think over 30 pass attempts. I guess maybe the only thing that could really hurt it is, that was a close game. That was a really close game, and Brock threw 40. So maybe if it's a 10-point Niners lead for majority, it's a little scary. And I know Brock doesn't traditionally throw. He usually hovers like in the high 20s.
Yeah.
I just feel like come playoff time, and again, it's the Lions' weakness. So I'm gonna bank on Brock continuing to just let that thing fly.
Okay,
over 30 I'm taking the over too. I'll make
Simone?
it quick and short.
Okay, you're riding with Chris on the
riding dirty with Purdy.
Yeah, riding dirty with Purdy. I just think that it's gonna be a McCaffrey-driven game. Okay, let's get to
one of us is gonna win.
One of us is gonna win, right? That's the thing,
right?
Because that's the thing. If you're just choosing out of Kittle and Ayuk, and if Debo plays, who's going to ball? Two of them maybe.
Yeah.
But all three of them will not ball out. It's just not really possible unless it's 60-45 or something like that. All right, let's get to the dog segment here with the Sacramento Kings taking on the Mavericks tomorrow night. And going back to last night's prop talk, I was wrong. Keegan had 14 points. I went over on 15.5, so I was wrong. Nate with the W. He said half a dunk.
Killing it.
Yeah, Nate is on a heater right now. Nate, half a dunk. He took Keegan. Keegan had one. And Chris, a win. Yeah, I was the odd man out. 13 assists for shoulder for Domas, DeMontis Sabonis.
Hollow man.
It was at Hollow man. It was at 8. He has the ball every possession. Why would he have the ball every possession? There you go. I'm going to go dog for, and somebody, shout out to whoever, somebody on the Sac chat said Harrison Barnes, a double down dog. Somebody had that. I can't remember who, but speak up if it were you or if it was you. I am going to go for.
I'm sorry, I'm seeing it in the chat here.
Oh, Frankie's in
there.
Yeah, Frankie has arrived. And yeah, Frankie has arrived in the chat. He's trying to defend his honor being called a dweeb.
Frankie Wheels. That's what I call him now.
Frankie Speedy. I'm going to go with, is HB going to go off again? I know I'm not supposed to go with this guy. Back to back. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's a De'Aaron heater. I think he
kills Dallas.
I think he's doing it in Texas. I think he's doing it in groups now, and I think De'Aaron's going to keep it rolling. Another high-level matchup between him, Luka, and I know Kyrie has been hurt a little bit. They've both been in and out a little bit. So if one of them plays, both of them plays, I think De'Aaron goes off because neither of them like to play defense.
There's only one way to go, and that is the way of Harrison Barnes.
You have to.
You have to. I got to go with the revenge tour narrative. 32 the other night against Atlanta, 39 last night against Golden State in Golden State. He's got to collect the final Infinity Stone here. He's got to get the Dallas chip off his shoulder, and they're the ones who really did him dirty. Of course, the Warriors didn't do him great. Right. by pretty much telling him you're fired the second the season was over. Dallas didn't even let him finish a game.
No.
So something tells me HB's got a little bit for him, and while he's hot, why not ride the hot hand and give him the complete story arc? So I'm gonna go HB.
There you go, Simone.
And a retroactive DMX bar for you. I'm so sorry. I'm rusty. I haven't been in here in a long time. I'm going to go with the kid. I feel like young Keegan Murray is going to be actually biting ankles and kneecaps this weekend, and it's going to be a little bit of a problem over in Dallas.
There you go. Look, a great matchup for Keegan, whether he has Kyrie or Luka. He's going to have a good
That's true.
A healthy amount of both of them. Keegan really turning into he shut me up on the Steph Curry, the guard thing. Some would say Kyrie's a bit of a different beast, a bit shiftier, and we know Luka is. I don't know if he's a unicorn. That was Porzingis. By the way, Porzingis going down again.
I know.
Saw that ankle,
guy, man.
It's bad.
And, we have these conversations about Chet Holmgren and these guys that are a bit of a slighter build, but Porzingis, I don't remember worries about that, but he gets injured. Yeah. It's to the point now where the Celtics are just hoping that he stays healthy towards the end of the playoffs. Not even the full playoff run.
Yeah.
Not even the full playoff run. And yeah, by the way, like you said, Chris, as far as the Warriors are concerned, you lose that, and it was, we're not going to run it back. Sorry, Harrison. We're just going to get Kevin Durant. He did sign 4 years, $94 million with the Mavs. So the Mavs thought they were getting something, and then they're the ones who traded him. The Warriors didn't. The Warriors said, we're bringing in one of the best scorers of all time, Harrison. That's a less of a dirty meter.
Absolutely.
Than getting traded mid-game after you paid me to come here.
Yes.
So there you go. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, the crossover with the Drive Guys, Crosstalk, Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFC Championship game featuring the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. Sunday at 3:30 on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Well, it's a new year, so the big question is what's happening at Hoblet for Chrysler's Start Something New sales event?
Sadly, the end of an era is here. Dodge has stopped making the classic gas-powered Charger and Challenger, so this is your last chance to get your hands on some American muscle with that iconic V8 power. And now is the best time to buy because you can get up to $7,000 off MSRP and 0% financing for 72 months on new 2023 Dodge Charger SXT and Challenger GT.
Yeah, that's one of those things you hope they wouldn't do. Truly is the end of an era.
Yeah, and that means when they're gone, they're gone.
See their full selection when you search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
7,000 total net savings after 6,500 dealer discount and 500 factor rebate. Includes 500 first responder cash. Must be member of qualifying first responder program. Plus 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. 700 plus FICO score required. $13.89 per thousand borrowed and no payments for 90 days. 5 at this net savings. Sample VIN 648-404.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
What if I told you there was a way to step into another gear for your brain and be much sharper, more focused, and improve your memory to a level that you could only dream about and notice these results in 30 minutes? Hard to believe? Neuroscientists are calling this new brain discovery the biggest advancement in brain science to date. It's called Limitless, the brain pill of the future. Take it, and within 30 minutes, you'll transport your mind to a new level of focus and clarity you would have never thought possible.
I took Limitless, and it started working in minutes.
All of a sudden, it felt like a dark cloud had been lifted up right before my eyes. I have a mental clarity I've never felt before.
Biz execs, athletes, teachers, and students are calling Limitless a secret weapon for the brain. You have nothing to lose, so call now and find out how to get a free bottle today.
To find out how to get your free bottle of Limitless, call 800-605-3946. That's 800-605-3946. Get your free bottle for a limited time. Call now. 800-605-3946. 800-605-3946.
The 2024 Honda Civic LX sedan from Elk Grove Honda offers all the safety, reliability, performance, and great gas mileage you've come to expect from Honda for all these years. With anti-lock brakes, tire pressure monitoring system, backup camera, and Honda safety sensing package including collision mitigation braking system, you can see why a sporty, redesigned Civic from Elk Grove Honda gives you a lot for your money. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Joined by the Drive guys.
Yeah.
Gleason and
Let's
Kyle
go. Oh, yeah.
What's
up, fellas?
You know, we've been having a back and forth, Chris and I have, as I was watching a movie about the stock markets, right? And how some fans
This is really
view,
boring so far.
Okay.
We're gonna turn this around.
Yeah, I can just leave. I'll just walk out.
Your opening?
Yeah.
Crosstalk with you watched a movie about the
I don't want to ruin your show.
Why is he being like that?
I don't want to.
Why are you coming down on him like that?
What do you want to talk about, Whitey? No, I'm not going to say another word.
No, go ahead.
No.
Was it The Big Short? You're not talking about The Big Short.
What do you want to talk about, Whitey?
We're going to talk about movies, Michael Lewis movies. How about Moneyball? Did you like Moneyball?
Nope.
No?
Terrible. I was just going to say.
It's some great radio right here.
Yeah, you're making it worse, Whitey. Jesus. I was just going to say, Harrison Barnes, do you think that his stock has changed due to these games? As a lot of people say, now the Kings hold the cards, right? Is he nowadays everybody is worth a first round pick. Has things changed with Harrison Barnes the last two games, or does it not matter, right? Because we know who Harrison Barnes is.
I don't think it's changed. I don't think it's changed in the minds of fans, in the minds of Kings Nation. I mean, 2 games. I need to see like 2 weeks of this,
but not this. Doesn't have to be
right.
This.
It doesn't have to be 39 points in a career high. But the thing about Harrison Barnes, and we'll talk about it coming up on our show at the top of the hour, we just want him to be aggressive. Take what's there. Don't just stand in the corner and go zeros across the board, and we all, I think, agree that Harrison Barnes, I don't think it's plays. I don't think he's just going out there and getting it.
Yeah.
And, it's like what High Flyer told me about my son. Like my son, great kid. I love him to death. And Whitey, I've told you this story. If you give him toast every day for breakfast, he'll eat it. He's fine. He doesn't want the steak and eggs though. Like sometimes you want steak and eggs. You got to go out there. Harrison Barnes, he'll give you whatever you guys give him, whatever the offense gives him. But the last 2 games, he's actually going out there and getting the steak, going out there and getting the eggs, and not just settling for the toast, the leftovers, the crumbs, if you will. That's what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, right. And in the minds of Kings fans, hey, I mean, this version of Harrison Barnes, I think is better than Dorian Finney-Smith, right? I mean, somebody that you've been trying to upgrade him with.
Definitely.
But will it end? I guess tomorrow we'll see what Harrison Barnes will show up.
That's a revenge game for HB.
Another one, right? Another one. If he gets 3 in a row and, you see Monty McNair thinking, okay, is it harder to move him or easier to move him? But, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been thinking, hey, how does this move things? And I think, Chris, you've kind of been more in the camp of Drapes as far as I don't think it would have to be a longer stretch.
Yes,
right?
Definitely. Yeah. 2 games isn't changing anybody's idea. Again, maybe it makes it easier for Monty to convince a second GM, not that you're getting this, but hey, it's not that this guy lost his skill over summer or something. It's just we haven't given him the right amount of touches. And maybe that's on us. But if you're looking at the kind of guy that you could potentially be getting, this is at least a version of the skill set of what you could be acquiring here.
Right.
It's more so, to Draper's point there, this is the guy that he can be, but what you've seen this year is kind of the guy that we've made him or tried to make him into. And I think I think it's still valuable to have that and say, again, like, there's something here. You're not trading for a guy who's getting 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, and 1 rebound. You're trading for a guy who, if you put him in the right opportunities, in the right situations, he's probably not going to give you 39 every night, but he can give you something.
Right.
I think his stock is up, and I think it's pretty evident the way he plays when he's playing well. You have to look for him because in the flow of the offense, they run a motion offense, and you're not going to get a lot. He's not going to score a lot.
Yeah.
You have to. And it was interesting to me. Fox last night said, well, he gets himself going, and then we started looking for him.
Right.
But you have to, because he's a post up. Look at it. He had no assists the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And that's not a criticism. It's just indication that he gets the ball and he's going to score. And that's a little different than the way they play their base offense. So you have to account for that if he's going to help you the way he can help you.
Well, I also think that he's not really getting assists because of kind of the book out on Harrison right now. They're not sending doubles, right? I mean, him and Clay are basically the same size, whether he had Clay or whoever or Kaminga on him in the post. And one time didn't he have Pajemski?
Yeah.
At one point, they're not sending doubles. And if they send that double, Harrison would kick out, and then you have Huerter or whoever shooting a 3. If he continues to play like this and they do send a double, then he'll kick it out, and you never know what could happen. Looking at the road trip, they got Dallas. Chris and I said,
Win. I said win.
Oh, you got that? A W?
Dallas has a W. And obviously you get the Grizzlies. I know there's a Kings fan out there who's really worried about that Grizzlies game, but come on now. That one.
Grizzlies beat the Warriors a couple weeks ago.
Did they still have, but they lost somebody else, right?
No, remember that one guy? I don't even remember his name. He got the interview on
G.G. Jackson.
TNT.
G.G. Jackson.
Yeah, G.G. Jackson went off and everything and was like, who's this guy?
Yeah, he was mad because Steph didn't let him in his camp one year.
Really?
That's right.
That's what he told him.
That's right. So we're thinking, obviously, you go
Mr. Nice Guy.
Right,
Gosh,
right. It's all a facade.
It is.
You go over 500, obviously, you're going to be happy about that. But we know that they tricked off a couple games on the last road trip. It's very possible for them to go 5-2. It's possible.
That'd be great.
Sure.
It's possible. Yes.
But I would say more than possible sounds like anything is possible. But I would say, shout out Kevin Garnett, but I would say even probable based on the team that they face. They owe the Pacers. Okay, they get the Grizzlies shorthanded.
What are you talking about? They just lost.
You said they owe him.
Oh, they owe. I thought you said they own them.
No.
What are we talking about here?
No, they owe the Pacers.
Okay.
The Heat have Terry Rozier. They're trying to figure some things out. The Cavs are short staffed as well. I think and then the Bulls, they got the most.
See, he's fitting in pretty good now. He's like Mr. Optimistic fan.
Yeah.
He's giving the Kings the benefit of the doubt on everything. They could go 3-4 also. That's like the teams you're poo-pooing. The Miami Heat, they got Terry Rozier trying to figure it. That's still a good team. Indiana, they just beat it. Chicago playing better ball as of late. Cleveland, one of the hottest teams in the league. I mean,
no. To get to 5-2, they just have to beat 2 of those 3 that we're looking at between the Mavs and I had the Heat as well, or out of the tougher teams, I would say the Mavs, the Heat, the Pacers, and the Cavs. You win 2
Mavs,
of those games.
Pacers.
You don't have to go 4-2 now because you got one out of the way already.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
you win 2 of those games, and you can go 5-2 on the road trip.
No, it's possible.
If you take care of business.
Yes.
I got a good feeling about it, Drapes.
Man, I tell you, how many months have you been here now?
I mean, it feels like a long time.
I know, right?
October. It does not feel like October.
I love this version of
Don't
Alan
ask him
Stiles.
about the beam.
Right.
No, please ask me about the beam. I'm a completely
What do you think
different
about the
person
beam?
now. I think it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Wouldn't trade it
Anytime
for the
I'm
world.
driving home after a game, I see it on my way to the Thomas. I'm just loving it. All right, quickly, let's get to some football before we let you guys rock it out. I got Niners winning, not covering, and I have the Ravens winning in a close one, only because if I thought the same thing about Josh Allen. If you don't get Mahomes this season, I just don't know when you're gonna get him. So I got just like people are saying, because the Super Bowl logo has purple and red in it. I don't know if you've seen a conspiracy theory for every time the colors match, those two teams of the two colors in the logo are in the Super Bowl. It's purple and red this season. And I think the script is out. Ravens.
Niners.
Ravens. It's in Vegas. Vegas, that's the closest the Raiders going to get right now. Ravens, Niners.
I think, why not?
Yeah.
You're talking to two favorites. You know, this guy going out on a limb over here. Right? I'm going Ravens, Niners.
Hey, you got the Ravens, the Niners, and a beam. It's beautiful.
Here's what I think, real quick, because I know you got to go. I think Detroit has already said we're going to stop the run, right? We are going to stop the run. So you've already established the run. So play action is going to work already.
Yeah.
So I think the 49ers, because Detroit's secondary, they got some bad corners. I think Purdy comes out flinging it.
There you go. Chris?
30 and a half pass attempts.
Okay,
right?
Chris is on his prop talk.
Oh, props.
Go over. All right, got to get out of here. Thanks for listening all week. Been a great one. Simone, thank you for taking us to the finish line. Drive Guys up next with Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper. Until Monday, secure the bag like the Kings and Niners beam. We'll talk to you soon.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.